This is ChestertonRadio.com.
And here's the cinnamon bell.
Now we'd better hurry and see about Judy and Jimmy. You remember how the Cuckleburg Cowboys, headed by Slim Pickens, rescued the twins, Cinnamon Bear, and the Crazy Quilt Dragon from the awful river of mud. But mud was the least of their troubles. They had no more instructions for getting their silver star back together again. That is, not until Slim Pickens showed them a most magical trick. Taking Judy's little looking glass, he placed it inside his 10-gallon hat, and magico! Queen Melissa appeared just like that, and wrote them a note which said, "Underneath the singing tree, another clue you're sure to see." They learned that the singing tree was somewhere in the Golden Grove, and off they trooped across the Purple Plain until... Indians, yes sirree. And right now our friends are running as fast as they can. They don't dare look back. Goodness knows how many are chasing them, but I must say they're certainly hooping it up.
Faster! We just got to get away from them. I'm going as fast as I can, Jimmy.
So am I. I feel like I'm getting a stitch in my stuffing.
Hang on to me, my friends. We must outdistance these aborigines.
Gee willikers, look ahead.
Cactus. A regular forest of it.
Let's run around it. Hurry!
It's no use. It stretches as far as I can see.
We just got to try to get through. We just got to. They're right behind us.
Oh, my poor cinnamon hide.
Oh, why, they've stopped. Probably proceeding to surround us and subject us to their power.
Suppose we just don't pay any attention to them. Just be nonchalant.
I'm scared to turn around and look at them. Gee, I guess they're waiting to spring on us.
I've heard that Indians admire courage. Let us turn and face them as boldly as possible. As I always say, put up a united front.
Right, Crazy Quilt. Come on, everybody. When I count 3, we'll all turn around together. 1, 2, 3.
Oh,
my goodness. Why, it's only one Indian.
Bless my stuffing, so it is.
how our fears magnified the number.
Look, he's all made out of wood.
How?
How do you do?
How? You said that before. Can't you be less monotonous?
We better ask him who he is. Maybe he doesn't speak English.
Me speak 'em plenty good English. Me go college, play 'em football, speak 'em swell English. Yeah, man.
What is your name, my lone aborigine?
Me chief cook and bottle washer.
Bless my stuffing. What an extraordinary name.
When me leave college, catch 'em job in cigar store.
What did you do?
Didn't you ever hear of a cigar store, Indian?
Oh.
Me no like cigar store. Get tired people scratching matches on face. Get tired standing up all day. Lay down on job. Get fired.
Well, my vanishing American, why did you chase us clear across the Purple Plain with your hideous war whoops?
Me like beautiful overcoat.
Overcoat? Oh, what do you mean?
Your overcoat. Blue, green, red.
What?
Me love Indian princess. Many happy returns. Catch 'em cold, go see many happy returns. Knock 'em cold.
Oh, well, I'm sensible of your admiration for my lovely colors, my petrified Hiawatha. But this is not an overcoat that I wear. It is my own hide.
Want 'em just same. Make trade. You give 'em coat, me give you head start.
Bless my stuffing. That's hardly a trade, friend Indian.
I should say not. Poor Crazy Quilt.
I'm sorry, but I could scarcely bring myself to part with my pelt. After all, a Crazy Quilt Dragon without his outside would be nothing.
Gotta have 'em. No give, scalp 'em all over. Yeah, man.
Oh, please, Mr. Indian, don't take Crazy Quilt's beautiful coat away from him. Wait, I'll give you this wonderful magic lunchbox instead. It has cookies and sandwiches and lemonade
No, me wooden Indian. No eat.
Oh, dear. What will we do?
Must have overcoat. Me wear. Chief soap in the eye. No get looking with many happy returns. Give.
Say, Judy,
remember how we got away from the wintergreen witch by showing her your looking glass? Try that on him.
All right, Jimmy. Mr. Indian, please look at this pretty looking glass. You can see your face in it.
I hardly blame you for saying, As a matter of fact, I wouldn't be surprised at all if you said,
Purdy. Me like see face. Make trade. How much cost 'em?
Oh, nothing.
Too much.
I mean, we'll give it to you if you'll just leave the crazy quilt dragon alone.
Yes, my naughty native. That's a fair trade.
Me take too many happy return. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Oh, I was scared for a minute that you'd be a skin dragon, Crazy Quilt.
As a matter of fact, so was I. I'm very grateful to you, Judy, for saving my hide.
Oh, that's all right, dear Crazy Quilt. But if you'll excuse me, I'm getting awful anxious to find the golden grove with the singing tree, like Melissa told us to do.
You bet. And Christmas is getting closer and closer. And we've just got to get the silver star mended before we go back home. Well, the golden grove is still a long way off. And we have to get around this mess of cactus first.
I wish we had the airplane which we left at the bottom of Looking Glass Valley.
Well, if we did have it, it wouldn't do us any good, because it'd be too small for Crazy Quilt to get into. And anyway, it had holes in the tank where the stork poked his bill through it. And we didn't have any more soda pop to run it besides.
Oh, dear.
Would you feel inclined toward a bit of piggyback, Crazy Quilt? I think we might make better time.
Why, I'm just in the mood for piggyback. Hop on, and I'll take you on a personally conducted tour of the Purple Plain.
Hooray! We'd never get here.
Boy, this is sure something.
It's the golden grove, or I'm a cinnamon so-and-so.
Couldn't be anything else. Why, these trees are every one just as gold as can be. I never saw anything like it.
My goodness, I touched that one, and it felt just like a real honest-to-goodness tree.
Gee, isn't it funny? They're all just about the same size and shape and everything.
They're laid out like an orchard, aren't they? Stretching as far as I can see.
Even the grass and the moss are a sort of greenish gold.
Well, it's certainly awful pretty. But how are we going to know which one of these trees is the singing tree? They all look alike. Oh, gee, what's that?
The wintergreen witch. Judy, the looking glass. Quick, show her the looking glass.
Oh, Jimmy, I can't. I just gave it to the Indian.
Oh, Willikers, I forgot.
Oh, my poor stuffing.
What's that? No looking glass? It's very kind of you to tell me that you no longer have that dreadful looking glass with you.
Oh, dear.
That was the only thing that bothered me. Now, my pretties, it's Wintergreen's turn.
Oh, why do you have to disturb us? We promised to leave the island of Obi, and we did. We haven't done anything to hurt you.
Oh, you haven't, eh? Well, it happens that you've caused me a great deal of trouble. A great deal too much trouble indeed.
What did we do?
You? I'll tell you what you did. Didn't you go to see Melissa?
Sure we did.
And you had the colossal impudence to tell her about meeting me. And what does she do? Just banishes me from the island of Obi. That's all.
I remember Melissa's remark about your practicing unlicensed magic. But surely you realize that you were breaking the law and should be punished.
Oh, indeed. And who is Melissa to make laws for Wintergreen the Witch? That empty-headed little minx? Before she became ruler of Mabyland, I was the ruler of the island of Obi. And now she takes away my magic forest. All my fine captives gone. Just turns me out of my home, that's all.
Oh, goody. I bet Feefo the gentle giant got out of your magic forest.
Yes, he did. And it's all due to you. Melissa just this minute pronounced judgment on me and magic coded me off the island. But I'll fool her. I'm a better magic maker than she is anyway. You'll see.
Well, what are you going to do?
You'll see, I said. I'll make Melissa sorry that she ever commanded me to leave the island of Obi, never to return.
I can't understand why Melissa let such a dangerous creature run loose in Mabyland.
I'm going to make life pretty miserable for Melissa and the people of Mabyland, and I think I'll begin with you.
With us? You mean, cruel, ugly old witch. You just better not.
What can you do to stop me now? First of all, give me your silver star.
But it's all broken.
Broken in a dozen pieces.
What do you want with a broken star?
I'll make 1,000 stars out of it. Hand it over.
I will not, you old buzzard.
I said hand it over.
Oh, gee willikers. Here it is.
Now, please, will you let us go?
No, my pretties. You're not going to have the chance to interfere with me again, no indeed.
Oh, come now. None of us has any intention of interfering with you, my good woman.
Don't call me a good woman.
A good witch, then.
Don't call me good. I'm wicked, I am. I'm Wintergreen the Witch, and you dare to call me good.
Well, I'm sure I didn't know.
You talk too much, crazy quilt dragon. But you won't much longer.
Oh, dear, I'm so scared, Jimmy.
Oh, don't be scared, Judy.
Yes, maybe she's joking.
Somehow, I don't just think she is.
Oh, dear. I wish Melissa could see this mean old witch trying to make trouble for us again.
Melissa. Melissa can't save you now.
I bet she could if she knew you were making magic when she told you not to.
Perhaps if she knew it. But she doesn't know it, and I'm going to make certain this time you won't do any more talking. I'm going to change you all into...
Into what?
I'm going to change you into bullfrogs.
Bullfrogs?
And you'll be able to do is croak. That's all. Croak. And the sooner you croak, my pretties, the better I'll like it.
My, that wicked wintergreen witch is back again. I thought we'd seen the last of her, but that's the way it is with witches. They pop up when you least expect them. I certainly hope something happens to save our friends, but just between you and me, I can't imagine what it will be.
This is Chesterton Radio, your home for podcasts of works by G.K. Chesterton, plus drama, comedy, mystery, science fiction, big bands, and much more. The soundtrack to your Chesterton day at chestertonradio.com.
Good health to all from Rexall. Yes, it's Sunday, time for the Phil Harris Alice Faye Show, presented by the makers of Rexall Drug Products and your Rexall family druggist. Good evening. This week, we independent Rexall druggists would like to play Santa Claus to all you tired last-minute Christmas shoppers. Our present to you is quick, easy, economical gift buying, without all the rush and worry. Suggestions? Well, there's Caranome, for example. One of America's oldest and most respected lines of beauty aids, and a Rexall exclusive. We have Caranome in delightful gift sets for as low as $2. And on up to a completely fitted traveling case for $50. And believe me, the lady who receives Caranome will never forget the gift or the giver. Then there's Stag, Rexall exclusive, popular toiletries for men. You can buy them individually gift boxed for as low as 75 cents. Or in handsome combination sets up to $2.98. And here's another big help. Most of us Rexall druggists are prepared to gift wrap your selections, ready either for mailing or the Christmas tree. So if you're faced with some last-minute gift buying, look for the store with the orange and blue Rexall sign in the window. This week, that sign means quick, easy, can't go wrong Christmas shopping. Merry Christmas to all from Rexall. And now your Rexall family druggist brings you the Phil Harris Alice Faye Show, written by Ray Singer and Dick Chevrolet, with Elliot Lewis, Walter Tetley, Robert North, Janine Roos, Ann Whitfield, Walter Sharp and his music, our special guest Jack Benny, and starring Alice Faye and Phil Harris. For weeks now, the Harris children, like children all over the world, have been thinking of nothing but Christmas and Santa Claus. They've been on their best behavior, and as we look in, we find Alice complimenting the children on their good deportment.
Now, you've been particularly good, Alice, and I'm sure that Santa Claus will bring you lots of presents.
I hope so, Mommy.
And as for you, honey, you've been just as good as Alice. You've been going to bed early, putting your toys away, and eating all your food. The only thing is, you haven't been drinking all your milk.
Well, I try, but you know how that stuff gags me.
Quiet, Phil. I'm talking to little Phyllis. Oh, where is she? She was here a minute ago.
She went in the den, Mommy. I'll go get her. Phyllis, Mommy wants you to... Phyllis, what are you doing with those crayons? I'm going to draw a picture on the wall. Don't do that. You know we got to be good till Christmas. But I've been good for 3 weeks now. Alice, it's an awful strain. I know. But it's only 5 more days. Don't crack up now. You've been so good for so long. I know. But as Daddy always says, it ain't been easy, Clyde. Alice, have you asked Mommy and Daddy about Santa Claus yet? No, but I will.
Children, what's going on in here?
Yeah, what have you two been doing?
Mommy, Daddy, we want to ask a favor. We'd like to stay up and see Santa Claus when he brings the presents on Christmas Eve.
Well, honey, Santa Claus has a lot of other stops to make, and he might get here very late.
Oh,
and he
can't we, Daddy, please?
Well, okay. Now, you kids continue to behave yourselves, and I promise that you'll see Santa on Christmas Eve. Now, run along and play. Go ahead.
Oh, thanks, Daddy. Gee, I can hardly wait for Christmas Eve.
Now, Phil, why did you promise the children that? Now, if they don't see Santa, they'll be very disappointed.
They'll see him. And just to make sure, I'll dress up like Santa and come down the chimney. They won't be able to tell me from the real one.
Daddy!
Yes, dear?
Don't you dress up and make believe you're Santa like last year. Boy, was that corny.
You know something, Alice? I still can't figure out how they knew that it was me last year. What did I do that was wrong?
Well, for one thing, you were supposed to come in singing Jingle Bells.
I did.
Oh, I know, but those lyrics, I can still hear them. Ham, hocks, and turnip greens, they melt right in your mouth. And candy gems and a hominy grits, and that's what I like about the South.
And what's wrong with those lyrics?
That isn't the way we sing it up north.
Well, can I help it if you Yankees don't know the right word? It's what I like about you, Sam. Yeah. Never did it that way in my life. You don't think I can play St. Nick? We'll have to get somebody else to do it.
Yes, but who?
Well, I'll think of somebody if you'll just let me concentrate. Now, if I think hard enough, something will come out.
Good morning, Philip.
For this, I had to concentrate yet?
Hello, Alice. I just dropped...
Hey, Willie, wait a minute. Willie, maybe you can help us. Look, we're trying to think of who we can get to play Santa Claus for the kids on Christmas Eve. Now, we want to get someone who looks and sounds like the real thing.
I know just the man.
Who?
Me. I shall be glad to portray Christopher Kringle.
Christopher. Well, Donner, my Blitzen. Fine Santa Claus you'd make.
I'd make an excellent one. I'm quite an actor, you know. Yes, indeed. I can see myself popping out of the chimney, bounding into the living room and saying, ho, 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 and a Merry Christmas to you, little kiddies. And what do you darlings desire as the Yuletide memento?
Thank you, Tallulah Bankhead. Now, you'll do me a favor. Will you get lost, Index? Go someplace and make a double entry. Check some books. Make some mistakes. Find something.
Well, you don't want me to help you, I won't. No. I have to run along anyway. I have to meet my girlfriend at the taxidermist.
I hope they did a good job on her. Imagine that little squirt playing Santa Claus. He couldn't impress me if he came in with a bag full of sponsors.
Now, look, Phil, he may be small, but he might be all right. I wonder how he'd look in a fluffy white wig and beard.
Like a short beard. Look, Alice, we got to get somebody who's big and fat and who can come... Hey, wait a minute. I got just the guy, Don Wilson.
Oh, Don would be perfect.
Sure.
I'll call him right now and see if he can come over for Christmas.
Oh, swell, honey. Oh, now the kids won't be disappointed. Santa will show up. You know, there's something wonderful about watching a kid on Christmas, waiting for Santa and listening to those jingle bells. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. O'er the fields we go, laughing all the way. Bells on bobtail ring, they're making spirits bright. What fun it is to ride and sing a sleighing song tonight. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Hey, oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. A day or two ago, I thought I'd take a ride, and soon Miss Alice Faye was seated by my side. The horse was lean and lank, misfortune seemed his lot. He got into a drifted bank, and we got a shot. Jingle bells, hey, ha, 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 ha. Jingle bells, singing merrily we go. Jingle bells, why the snow so cold and crisp and light? Jingle all the way tonight. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in an open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Gee whiz, I hope Don can make it. He's going to be terrific as a Santa. Uh-oh, that must be Frankie. Hiya, Curly. Hiya, Frankie. Come on in. Yeah. Hey, look pretty good, Waldo.
Spangler,
What do you got in all them packages?
Christmas presents. Got some things for the kids and Alice. And here's something for you, Curly.
For me? Oh. You got a present for a little old curly-headed me?
Yeah, I got you.
Oh, Frankie. That's sweet of you. Oh, I don't know what to say.
Well, that's all right, Curly.
But the thought. Oh, Frankie, you know how I appreciate it. It touches me deeply.
If you're going to get sloppy about it, I'll take it. Where's Alice?
Oh, I meant to tell you. She's inside calling Don Wilson. See, the kids want to see Santa Claus on Christmas Eve, so we're asking Don to play it.
Why are you getting Don Wilson to play Santa?
Well, what else am I going to do?
Well, let him stay up and see the real Santa Claus.
Yeah, but I don't know what time he's coming. Can I have that again, Herman?
Yeah. Why don't you let the kids see the real Santa Claus?
You know, you better get some sleep, kid.
So you're another one of those cynics, huh? Wise guy who don't believe.
You do?
Of course. Just because you've never seen him don't mean he's not there. You must realize, Curly, there are some things in life that are inexplicable. There exist certain psychic phenomena that are ethereal and beyond the comprehension of we mere mortals. Don't you agree?
Oh, and indubitably.
Curly, you can take my word for it. The real guy will show up.
Look, will you stop already, Remley? I'm in enough trouble. I'm trying to get a guy, and you're...
All I got to say is it's a good thing kids have more common sense and faith than some grown-ups, or Christmas wouldn't be much fun. I know that on Christmas Eve, old St. Nick and his reindeer will come flying through the sky.
Yeah. But do you mind if we have somebody stand in case he's grounded by a low fog over Burbank?
All right, scoff if you will. I'll drop over Christmas Eve. Maybe then you'll sing a different tune. Goodbye, infidel.
Poor Emily. He ain't been the same since he switched to buttermilk.
Bill, I called Don, but he can't make it. However, he said he has a lot of active friends, and he'll send one of them over. He said we'd have to pay the actor $10.
So what? It'll be worth $10 to make the kids happy. Hey, honey, did Don say he could get someone positively? You know, this is very important.
Now, Phil, Don promised, so stop worrying. It's still 5 days till Christmas Eve, and if you keep this up, you'll drive yourself batty.
And for 5 days, Phil worried. Now as we look in on the Harris home, it's Christmas Eve. Phil is downstairs trimming the tree and impatiently awaiting the arrival of Santa. Alice is upstairs, reassuring the children that he'll be there.
But, Mommy, it's 10 o'clock already and Santa isn't here yet. Gee, Mommy, do you think maybe he isn't coming?
Now, don't fret, girls. Of course he's coming. You better watch out. You better not cry. Better not pout. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. Making a list and checking it twice. Gonna find out who's naughty and nice. Santa Claus is coming to town. He sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're away. He knows if you've been bad or good, so be good for goodness sake. Oh, you better watch out. You better not cry. Better not pout. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. He'll be riding with his reindeer in a great big open sleigh, with a great big bag of presents, ready to give them all away. He sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good, so be good for goodness sake. Oh, you better watch out. You better not cry. Better not pout. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town.
There, that's the last ornament. Hey, gee. Looks pretty good, too. Now, if Santa only shows up...
Bill, I was just upstairs with the children. Oh, honey, the tree looks beautiful.
Yeah, ain't it? Hey, Alice, how are the kids? Are they impatient?
Oh, they'll be all right.
Hello. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Oh, Merry Christmas, Frankie.
Oh, Merry Christmas. Hey, Frankie. What do you got there?
Milk and cookies for Santa Claus. I put them on the mantle for him every year.
Milk and cookies?
Yeah. I just put them here over the fireplace. Hey, where are the kids?
Oh, they're upstairs waiting for Santa.
Yeah, and I'm waiting for him, too. When's the guy going to show up? It's after 10 already.
I'll be patient, Curly. He's got a long trip from the North Pole. Besides, his reindeer ain't as young as they used to be.
Oh, keep quiet, will you? I'm paying the guy $10. You'd think he'd get here on time.
The subterfuge is also unnecessary.
Uh-oh, there it is. I bet that's Santa Claus now. I'll let him in.
I'll go with you, honey.
Okay. Well, Merry Christmas, Santa Claus. Hello, Santa Claus. Oh, Merry Christmas, and where's my $10?
Come on in, Jack.
Hey, Jackson, what are you doing here?
Well, Don Wilson happened to mention that you were in the market for Santa Claus and you were paying $10. So I thought that
Jackson, since when do you have to go around playing Santa Claus for money?
Well, Phil, please, I'm not doing it just for the money. There are other reasons. I mean, I'm doing it because, there's, not to mention... Oh, I could go on naming reasons like that all... Oh, hello, Frankie. Merry Christmas.
Don't Merry Christmas me, you imposter, you. A fine-looking Santa Claus.
I think I look charming.
Charming, he said. Where'd you get that messy red suit? It's got spots all over it.
I rented it. The Santa Claus had it last year was a sloppy eater. Phil, how do you think I look?
Like a bloodshot leopard.
I think you look ridiculous. Get a load of that white beard. Where'd you rent that moth-eating thing?
Oh, that I didn't rent. I was playing gin rummy with Monty Woolley, and I won it. Of course, if you people don't like me as Santa Claus...
Oh, pay no attention to these two, Jack. I think you make a wonderful Santa Claus. And you're worth what we're paying you. Phil, give Jack the $10.
Okay. Here you are, Jackson.
Thanks.
Little Phyllis will get a kick out of this. I'll go call Little Phyllis. And Jack, try to convince her you're really Santa Claus, huh?
Little Phyllis? Phil, I thought I was doing this for your benefit. I mean, if it's for Little Phyllis, I wouldn't think of taking money.
No, it's okay, Jackson. A deal's a deal.
Phil, please don't embarrass
But
me.
Jackson...
But if it's for the kid, I wouldn't think of taking the $10.
Well, if you insist...
$7.50 is plenty. What kind of a heel do you think I am? Now, Phil...
Mighty sweet of you, Jackson, to play Santa Claus for my two kids.
Two kids? See, $7.50 each. Nah, I can't take it. I can't take any money at all for this. Tell you what, Phil, if you wanna, you can buy me a little something for Christmas.
Like what?
Anything that Alice can afford. I don't care.
Okay, but now look, Jackson, it's up to you to make the kids think that you're Santa.
This impersonation is preposterous. Santa Claus won't like this. Besides, you'll never be able to fool the kids.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, wait a minute now, Jackson. It'd be awful if you don't. If there was only some kid we could try it out on just to see if we can't...
Hey, where are you? I've done something for you.
Uh-oh, that's Julius. Hey, everybody, that's Julius. That's just the kid we need. Come on in here, Julius. Right in here. We're in here. Now, look, if you can fool him, Jackson, you can fool any kid.
Don't worry, Phil. I'll just sit in this chair and you watch his reaction when he sees me.
Okay, Dad. I certainly hope...
Mr. Harris, I come up. Hey, Mr. Harris, don't you feel a little chilly?
No, why?
You left your red flannels lying on the chair.
I'm not red flannels. Don't you recognize me, Sonny?
You look familiar.
Well, I'll give you a hint. I'm that jolly old man with the white beard.
Well, if it ain't Gabby Hayes.
Julius, he ain't Gabby Hayes. What's the matter with you? Don't you recognize Santa Claus when you see him?
This is Santa Claus?
That's right, son. I'm old St. Nick, Gabby Nick.
Do this to us little kids. In the name of juvenile humanity, I protest this flagrant disregard.
Oh, shut up! Now sit in my lap and tell me what you want for Christmas, or I'll break every bone in your precious little body.
Gabby Hayes.
Get away from me, you imposter, you! You're nothing but a fake.
I am not.
Oh, no? What would I find if I lifted up that white wig?
A brown one.
I thought so. Wait till I see the real Santa tonight. He ain't gonna like it when I tell him he's being impersonated by some bald-headed schnook.
There goes a cute little child. He has all the charm of live bait.
I told you you can't fool kids.
Oh, kids. You can't class him as a kid. He's a wise guy. Besides, he's older than my kids, and when the girls come down, they won't know the difference. Jackson looks old enough to be...
Come on, children. He's right in here. Well, there he is.
Gee, Santa Claus. Hello, Santa.
Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas and hello again. This is Santa Claus talking. Come here, children, and tell me how you like old Santa.
We like you fine, Santa. You're just like we pictured you. Yes, but, Santa...
What is it, my child?
You
look awfully old.
Ho, ho, ho. I am, little girl. After all, I'm Santa Claus, and I lived for hundreds and hundreds of years.
How old are you?
39. Well, old Santa has to be going now. Here are your toys, girls.
Thank you, Santa. Yeah, thanks.
Well, I'll be seeing you next year. Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night. Up Dancer, up Prancer, up Donner and Blitzen. Ho, ho, ho! And away!
The big ham.
Well, children, what did you think of Santa Claus?
I liked him, but I was a little disappointed.
Why?
I expected him to take out his violin and play Lovin' Blue.
You mean you kids knew it was Mr. Benny?
Sure. But we didn't want to say anything and hurt his feelings. Daddy, when is the real Santa coming?
Well, you see, honey,
He'll be here soon, kid.
Oh, thank you. Look, kids, he may get here too late. So I'll tell you what, I'll tell you a Christmas story, and then you run off to bed, huh?
Well, all right, Daddy. But we wanted so much to see him.
I know you did, and maybe you'll see him next year. Now, look, sit on my lap, and I'll tell you a beautiful Christmas story. You ready? It was the night before Christmas, and all through the house, not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would... I thought I heard sleigh bells. No. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced through their heads. Alice, what are those bells? What's that? Quiet, Shirley.
Phyllis, look in the fireplace. It's Santa Claus. The real one.
But Merry Christmas, Santa.
Frankie, who are you talking to? I don't see anybody.
The kids do. Look at him.
Gee, Santa, we knew you'd come. We couldn't fool us with any make-believe Santa Claus. We were waiting just for you. Oh, sure, we've been very good girls. Oh, what a lovely dollhouse. Thank you. And all these things are for me. Can I open them now? All right, Santa, we'll wait till morning. Thank you very much. And a Merry Christmas to you too, Santa. Of course, we'll tell them. Merry Christmas and goodbye, Santa Claus.
I told you you'd show up, Curly. But Frankie, I don't get it. I heard it, but I didn't see him. Of course you did. He sure is a nice-looking old gent.
Alice, did you see him?
I'm not sure, Phil. I almost thought I saw him standing by the fireplace.
But Alice, how could it be? If he was standing there by...
Phil, what are you staring at?
The mantel. Alice. The milk. And cookies. They're gone. The first Noel, the angels did sing.
Phil and Alice will be back in just a moment. But now, here's your Rexall family druggist speaking as another stand-in for Santa Claus.
Yes, friends, there are 10,000 such stand-ins for Santa this week. 10,000 independent Rexall druggists who are ready, willing, and able to take the rush and worry out of your last-minute Christmas shopping. You see, we've seen to it that our stores are filled with beautiful, distinctive, sure-to-please gifts. For the home, for the children, for the entire family. Gifts it's a pleasure to choose, economical to buy. So look for the store with the orange and blue Rexall sign in the window. This week, it's headquarters for quick, easy, last-minute Christmas shopping.
Merry Christmas to all from Rexall.
Phyllis, Alice. Look, children, Santa said something to you, and you said, yes, we'll tell him. What did he say?
He told us to be sure and wish you and Mommy a Merry Christmas.
Now, wasn't that sweet of him? Now, girls, you're all tucked in. You've seen Santa, and you have what you want. So go right to sleep. Good night.
Bye.
Good night, babies.
Daddy,
Yes, dear?
can I have a drink of water?
Go to sleep. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Phil Harris. The Rexall Drug Company, Alice and I, and our entire cast want to thank you so much for listening to our show and wish you the best Christmas you've ever had.
Merry Christmas, folks.
And our grateful thanks to our pal, Jack Benny, for being with us. Thank you, Jackson. Good night,
Christmas
everybody.
seals you buy once a year will help protect you from tuberculosis all the year. Use Christmas seals generously. This is Bill Foreman wishing good health to all from Rexall.
This is NBC, the national broadcasting company.
Don't turn that dial. This is the right station if you want to hear about Jonathan Thomas and his Christmas on the Moon. There are travelers three who are strong and brave, who have given their promise that they will save poor Santa Claus and bring him back and help him on with his toy sack. You know who the travelers are, of course? It's the Man in the Moon and Gorgonzola the horse and Jonathan Thomas. He's the good little boy who's got to find Santa or there won't be a toy. Because the Squeeboblium stole Santa away and he's got to be rescued before Christmas Day. They really have had the awfulest time. Their task is not easy, and I'm glad it's not mine. They're far on the road to Squeeboblium land, and if they ever get there, it'll be pretty grand. But you know, they've been bothered a lot by a witch who rules o'er the land of Rumpelstitch. She's brewed her magic to make a bad spell, and everyone knows it's worked quite well. That is, until the good fairy queen came along and spoiled her terrible scheme. Oh, she's helped them a lot, because she's wise. She's kept them safe from the dragon's eyes. And in the nightmare forest so dark and deep, where the witch made Jonathan Thomas fall to sleep, she woke him up with a magic charm. I'm sure she won't let them come to harm. Well, as they journeyed along, right on their path, they met a lion who was so filled with wrath he hated to be told that he was lion. And he said if they called him that, he'd bite off their head. So they called him Ojigrath. And he shook his mane and said, that's better, I like that name. And he asked them to dine with a very broad smile. So they dined with the lion and rested a while. Then he gave them a gift. It was a box full of growls to frighten the witch and give her the howls. But soon they thanked him and wished him good day. And then they met the Elf King by the side of the way. Just then the old witch flew up on her broom. She come for the Elf King. It looked like his doom. But they opened the box and let out a growl, and the witch flew away with a terrible howl. Of course, the Elf King was glad, and he gave them a key. He said, it's a present to you from me. In the wall of doors, it will open the way, that you'll find the right door, I'll hope and pray. Well, they found the wall that was ever so long, but the door they went through was the door that was wrong. There in Looking-Glass Land, And strange it may seem, they're now on their way to meet Alice, the Queen. Umbledy, mumbledy, quickly speak, and say your say, my little squeak.
I'm not a little squeak, if you please. I'm Jonathan Thomas. That's who I am.
Of course. But that's much worse than squeak, which I think much better. It's easy to say, most anyway, and it rhymes with any old letter.
My gracious sakes to goodness, stop this fiddle-faddle and state the facts.
Well, if it's facts you want, it's facts you get. The desert is dry, and the sea is wet. Mountains are high, and valleys are low. It's impossible to hurry, and yet go slow.
Oh,
goodness! In the year of 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue. In 1776, Paul Revere was up to some tricks.
Whatever are you talking about?
I'm stating facts. That's what you said, and I'm getting them all right out of my head. In 1513, Mr. Balboa discovered the blue Pacific shore. Finding my mind a little bit worn, I can't think of the date that I was born.
Oh, stop it. Before I go crazy. We didn't come here to listen to dates. We want to see Queen Alice.
Yes, we want to see Queen Alice.
And why didn't you say so before you spoke? Instead of standing there attempting to joke, just follow your nose right down this hall till you come to the room where she's holding a ball, and you'll find the guard, and just give him your card, and wait till you're invited in. And try your might to be polite, for if you don't, it'll be a sin.
Well, now, that's more like it.
Yes, sir. And thank you, please, Mr. Mad Hatter.
You're welcome, of course. That's what I say. But if you don't have to go, then why don't you stay?
Oh, look, Mr. Man in the Moon.
Goodness gracious to Jiminy Cricket. What was that?
Yes, what was that?
Well, upon my word, it's only a bird. No reason to be alarmed.
Oh, look, Mr. Man in the Moon, it is a bird. But it's flying backward.
My gracious. Who ever heard of a bird flying backwards?
He's the Jabberwocky bird. And you can take my word, flying backwards is his style. He flies very slow, even slower than you go. About 25 hours to the mile.
Goodness. But why does he fly backward?
Well, it's all in the knowing. He doesn't care where he's going. He just wants to see where he's been.
Oh, well, that's the funniest kind of a bird I ever heard of.
We better hurry, Jonathan Thomas, if we're going to see the Queen.
Oh, yes, that's right. Well, goodbye, Mr. Mad Hatter. Maybe we'll see you again very soon.
That's just fine. Maybe we could dine on oyster shells and sand. And for an extra treat, we'll have spinach with the meat. Just to think if it makes me feel so grand to think of it. Goodbye.
Yeah, goodbye. Oh, Jiminy Gee, my gracious.
Oh, wonder why they call him the Mad Hatter, Mr. Man in the Moon. 'Cause he's as nice can be. And he doesn't look mad to me.
Of course not, Jonathan Thomas. Nobody can ever look mad. They have to act mad. And then they should be on a stage because that's the only place to act.
Oh.
There's the door, Jonathan Thomas, but I don't see any guard.
Maybe he's inside, having a good time at the Queen's party.
You're probably right, by Jiminy Cricket. So I guess we'd better knock and see if anybody answers. Go ahead, Jonathan Thomas. Knock on the door.
All right.
My goodness to gracious.
Somebody said come in, so I guess we'd better, don't you think, if you please?
That's just what we'll do.
Hi-ho, hi-ho, welcome to Looking Glass Land. We're happy to see that you've come for tea. Welcome to Looking Glass Land.
Do they mean us, Mr. Man in the Moon?
I guess they must. They're all looking at us.
How do you do? And if I were you, which I'm not, as everyone knows, I'd bow as low as you can go. And this is the way it goes. Your Majesty, Alice, what a beautiful palace. And I'm glad you're looking well. It's quite a treat to meet a queen, even more than I can tell.
You mean I'm supposed to say that, if you please?
Of course you are. So go ahead. But if you don't, you'll lose your head.
But I can't remember what you said.
You don't have to remember. Just speak the verse. That's very simple. It could be much worse.
But I don't know the verse, if you please.
Then what do you know? If you don't know something, you'll have to go. You can't meet a queen if you're going to be mean.
But I'm not mean. I just don't know the word.
Oh, you'd better go.
Wait, Prime Minister. It is my royal command that Master Jonathan Thomas and the Man in the Moon be allowed to stay.
But, Your Majesty, you plainly heard the foolish boy doesn't know a word.
Well, then give him time to learn.
Oh, thank you very much, if you please. Are you Queen Alice?
Why, yes, of course. And I'm glad you came. We've been waiting a long, long time for you, you know.
You have?
Well, what do you know about that?
I know a great deal about that. And a lot of other things, too.
But how in the world could you wait for us if you didn't know we were coming?
Why, it's very simple, of course. I just remembered it.
You mean you remembered that we were coming?
Why, yes.
But how could you remember we were coming? You didn't know that we were coming because we didn't even know it ourselves till we got here.
Of course.
But then how could you remember, if you please, Your Majesty?
In Looking Glass Land, Master Jonathan Thomas, we always remember things before they happen. It's very convenient, you know.
Oh.
And you're just in time for tea, following which I and my Prime Minister will tell you a secret.
Oh, that would be nice, if you please, Your Majesty. What is a secret?
If I told you now, it wouldn't be a secret, would it? But I can give you a hint.
What, please?
I'm going to help you rescue Santa Claus in plenty of time for Christmas.
Oh, that's very nice of you, Your Majesty.
Oh, but first we must have our party. So bring on the bread and butter and sugar and strike up the music and let everyone be gay. For this is the court of Alice, of Alice, of Alice, and this is my very royal palace. So dance and sing and have fun. We'll make lots of cheer for Christmas this year, so join in the fun, everyone.
Well, what do you know about that? Jonathan Thomas and the Man in the Moon having a party at the palace of good Queen Alice. And what's this about a secret to rescue Santa Claus? I wonder whatever can it be. But I just guess we'll have to wait and find out in the next story of Jonathan Thomas and his Christmas on the Moon, won't we? So don't forget to listen. I won't.
This is Chesterton Radio, the true, good, and beautiful at chestertonradio.com.
For almost 2 centuries, Americans have enjoyed the valuable privileges of freedom. Now, freedom needs each American to dedicate himself to its preservation. We must not allow our liberties to be endangered by neglect of our duties as citizens. During this year of rededication, join with your fellow Americans in reaffirming the principles on which this country is founded and the safeguarding of those principles. Make it your business to see that federal, state, and local governments are conducted honestly. Help to maintain the good morale of your sons and daughters in the armed forces. Learn the facts about all candidates and issues. Then vote for the one you believe in. Make the most of every minute on your job. Produce as much as you can, and thus increase our military and economic strength. Work for better schools and a better community. Guard your American heritage of freedom. It needs you.
You are listening to Chesterton Radio at chestertonradio.com.
One Man's Family, winner of 46 national awards, a Carlton E. Morse creation. One Man's Family, now in its 26th year, is dedicated to the mothers and fathers of the younger generation and to their bewildering offspring. In 60 seconds, we'll hear Chapter 28, Book 129 of the Barber Family Saga. But first, hear this.
Almost everyone at some time suffers pain from headache, neuritis, or neuralgia, or muscle aches and pains. And people by the thousands today are using Anacin tablets instead of other methods for fast pain relief. You see, when headache strikes, pain builds up, tension makes you jittery, you feel depressed. Now, aspirin has only one pain reliever. Add a buffering action, and you still have only one. But Anacin is different. Anacin is like a doctor's prescription. That is, Anacin contains not just one, but a combination of medically proven active ingredients. 1, to relieve your pain. 2, to ease the nervous tension. 3, to help relieve those gloomy, depressed feelings. Anacin also leaves you more relaxed with such a comfortable sense of well-being. 3 out of 4 doctors today recommend the famous ingredients of Anacin. So for pain relief of headache, neuritis, neuralgia, even for the temporary relief of minor pains of arthritis and rheumatism, remember, it's always Anacin. A-N-A-C-I-N.
You'll wonder where the yellow went.
Special sale. Save 27 cents on 2 giant tubes of Pepsodent.
Today, Pinky offers a gift of charcoal in a snowstorm. It's moving day on the second floor of the Barber family home in Seacliff, San Francisco. Hazel and Daniel Murray are leaving the apartment Father Barber built for them to move to the former McGregor house, 13 doors up the street near the Golden Gate Bridge. Dan Murray, carrying a cardboard carton, passes the library where Father and Mother Barber are waiting to say goodbye.
Hi there. 2 more boxes and then we're all through.
Hey, what is it, Henry?
Nothing.
You were going to say something. What was it?
I have never seen Daniel so happy in all the years I've known him.
Dan?
He took a carton out to the car.
I see. I can't find 2 of my sweaters. I wonder if he's got them.
Shall I ask him, Hazel, when he comes back?
No, I will. Thank you very much.
Quite welcome.
Hazel sounded a little cool.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, so did you.
Yes.
You haven't had any difficulty on this last day, Henry.
Interesting. When they went out to get cartons, they were unable to find any with lids on them except at liquor stores. Pardon me. That's either because the groceries cut the lids off or the liquor stores do a bigger business. I don't know which. I talked to the movers. Of course, they charge for their boxes.
You didn't answer my question.
Daniel, Hazel was calling for you. Something about 2 sweaters.
Oh, I'm going right back up there, Father Barber.
Away.
Yeah. If you've had any sort of fuss with Hazel, I think it's very serious, Henry. And you'd better patch things up.
Yeah.
What happened?
Oh, a sort of joke. I certainly didn't intend her to take it so seriously. As a matter of fact, I've said it once before, and she didn't take exception to it.
What? What was it?
Oh, I said... some reference was made to the heating system over in that mausoleum.
Did you call it a mausoleum?
No. I've been very careful not to. I always say your new house, or the McGregor house, or the Big White house. At any rate, something was said about the furnace over there and the wintry weather, and I said... Well, it was all in the spirit of jest, then.
Can't you bring yourself to repeat it?
I said we would do nothing with their apartment here. We'd keep the key handy, and they could come over here and use it any time they wanted to get warm. That's all I said. Lightly. Smiled when I said it. And Hazel turned on a heel and went whisking upstairs.
I don't blame her a bit.
Yes.
The problem with the furnace is no laughing matter.
Yes.
It seems anything but good judgment to joke about it on their very last day in our house. I think you'd better do something about it.
Next to last carton.
Now, she's alone up there now. Go take her in your arms, Henry. This is about the hardest thing Hazel's ever had to do. Because she didn't want that house. She's doing it for Daniel.
Everything I say seems to be wrong.
Affection is never wrong. You don't have to apologize. Just express your love.
Oh, you think they were moving to the North Pole?
That's a singularly unfortunate phrase, too.
Yes, it is, isn't it? I'll do it. I was going to anyway. I've been thinking about it ever since I cracked my little joke. Hazel, busy? May I come up a moment?
Come up, Father.
Away. Yeah. Coming. Be right up.
We'll return in just a moment to One Man's Family.
Hey, Fran, think this rum will do?
What's up?
Swift has found a new way to make all-sweet margarine.
Oh?
And I'm announcing it with a big bass drum. Boom, boom, boom. Buy new all-sweet.
Really now, Clifford?
Well, you gotta make noise today. Boom, boom, boom. Or nobody will hear your commercial.
Have you tasted new all sweet?
You're darn right I have. All sweet's now made with the natural flavor formula for the most delicate natural flavor ever.
Why not just say that? Try new all sweet because it's now made with the natural flavor formula for the most delicate natural flavor ever.
It won't work.
Clifford, you don't have to bang on a drum. Just ask women quietly to try new all sweet because it's now made with the natural flavor formula for the most delicate natural flavor ever.
Oh.
And right now, Swift will pay them 15 cents to try new all sweet. Details are on the package at their grocery.
Well, what'll I do with my big bass drum?
You'll wonder where the yellow went.
Special sale, save 27 cents on 2 giant tubes of Pepsodent. And in the apartment on the second floor, which now looks barren, being denuded of pictures and bric-a-brac, Hazel is putting books and bookends into the last carton.
Hello, Father.
Hazel, my dear.
Now, please don't sympathize with me.
No, I wanted to explain my little joke.
I seem to be super sensitive about the furnace, and I'd rather forget the whole thing.
Yes. What I actually had in mind was...
Ready for the last one?
There it is, Dan.
Oh, Father Barber, didn't see you. I was reminded by something you said this morning, sir. When I was a boy, my mother used to send me forth, if I had a hard job to do, with the phrase, come back with your shield or on it. If I remember, it's a phrase the Spartan women used when sending their men into battle. Well, I was thinking we've had a rugged few years, first in the furniture business and then starting the stores. Many's the time I thought I'd come home on the shield. But, by George, we did win through, didn't we, Hazel?
We did indeed, Dan.
And here we are with a big new house in my favorite residential section in all the world. And a chain of sporting goods stores, a business that delights me. Oh, by the way, Father Barber. We may add our 7th store next month in Santa Rosa.
Oh, no.
Well, anyhow, my mother would be pleased to see us now in that handsome castle of a house. She'd say, well, Daniel, not a mark on you. And with your shield, I see.
Well, I guess we can go.
I was saying to Hazel, I don't know if I told you, sir, but so often in meetings with bankers and brokers and others, we'd get into personal things when the business was over, and I swear I could always feel it coming. Someone would be sure to ask where I lived, and when I'd say Seacliff, someone else always said, oh, did you build out there? And then, of course, I have to say we live with my father-in-law. No way to explain what a happy arrangement it's been for everybody, and it has been, sir. Hazel and I hate to leave, in a way.
In a way? Goodness, Dan, it's the end of an era.
Yes, but look what we're going to, the second biggest house in Seacliff.
Well, let's get started. We're keeping Father standing here.
No, don't hurry. I was going to say something. Oh, now what was it? This has been happening to me lately. Something on the tip of my tongue, and it's gone.
Well, that has nothing to do with age. Happens to everybody.
Who mentioned age?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Dan, well, it'll come to you, Father.
Oh, I know. I wanted to say to you both that we shall always consider this your apartment. Nothing will be done with it. We'll close it up. And if you ever care to come back...
Oh, no, you mustn't say that. Oh, no.
No, Hazel is quite right. We can never go back, you know.
I'd even feel superstitious if this apartment was sitting here with nobody in it. Oh, no, you must use it, Father. It's been a lovely place to live. And now we're moving on, aren't we, Dan, into another period? Thanks, Father. We both love you, and we're grateful.
We are indeed. Well, here we go. I'll take this one, and we'll say goodbye for the moment, sir. Away, away.
Goodbye, Father.
More of the Barbers in just a moment. 1 dime. 1 nickel. That's all it takes. Takes for what? Well, it takes just 15 cents to learn how X-Lax can help you toward your normal regularity. 15 cents is the price of the introductory size.
You know, I've heard about X-Lax since I was a kid. Never got around to trying it somehow.
Well, you should. X-Lax is America's largest selling laxative. It's the laxative that helps you toward your normal regularity gently, overnight. You just take pleasant-tasting chocolated X-Lax at bedtime. It will not disturb your sleep. And it's so effective that the next morning you'll be well on your way toward your normal regularity. Seldom, if ever, will you need X-Lax the next day. So, when your system is irregular and you need a laxative, do what most people do. Take X-Lax. Take X-Lax today, feel better tomorrow. Remember, the introductory size costs just 1 dime and 1 nickel. Just 15 cents. 13 doors up at the former home of the now vanished McGregors, Dan and Hazel come into the big front hall with the last of their boxes.
Dan? Oh, it still echoes. I thought furniture would improve it.
All we need is wall-to-wall carpeting. That'll soak up the sound. Don't you worry, Hazel. I'll solve this problem as I solved out... Potted plants.
Why, Dan, it's a Chinese herb garden.
Here's a note.
How thoughtful.
Oh, it's from Pinky. Dear Mom and Dan, if all goes well and I live through this coming weekend, I'll give you wall-to-wall carpeting as a housewarming present. Meanwhile, the Chinese have a saying, a gift of charcoal is welcome in a storm. Well, here's to better things to come. Love, Pinky.
If he lives through this weekend...
Well, that's a figure of speech, Hazel. Yeah, it's very thoughtful. Odd-looking little sprig.
Let me have the note, Dan. I'm going back to the house and find out what this is all about.
One Man's Family, which comes to you Monday through Friday, is written by Harlan Ware and directed by Carlton E. Morse. In Chapter 29, Book 129, Young Man in Grave Danger. Frank Barton speaking. One Man's Family, winner of 46 national awards, now in its 26th year, is a Carlton E. Morse production and comes to you from California.
And now, a tale well calculated to keep you in suspense.
Nearly ready, honey?
Darling, it takes time to put on lipstick properly.
Well, I'm sure the natives will love you, Jar.
What natives? Where are we, Charlie?
You mean to sit there making up that utterly provocative lower lip after we arrive at the biggest motel in the only town on 150 miles of desert highway and not know where we are?
Well, I suppose I could find some postcards or envelopes in one of these drawers.
Nah, you just stick with the decorating. I'll fill you in from this folder. Let's see, this is the Beat-Tadican. Beat-Tadican Motel is located on the outskirts of Red Mountain, Arizona.
So that's where we are.
That's where we are. Red Mountain, Arizona is 485 miles east of Los Angeles. What's more, the temperature is now 20 degrees. It's expected to drop to 5 below tonight with snow before morning.
Well, no, it doesn't say that in the folder.
No, the manager told me that when we registered.
5 below? I've never been where it got that cold.
Now, you California gals, all you've got going for you there is climate. You never have weather.
I'm sorry I failed you so early in our marriage.
Better to know the worst right away. Well, come on, let's eat.
I'm ready. Now, how do I look?
You look fine to me. But the Indians may think white men go on warpath again.
Huh?
White squaw wear heap much war paint.
Funny, lad. Got the key?
I got it. Let's go.
Ooh, it's cold.
20 degrees and dropping. Hey, be careful. There's ice there.
Oh.
Here, hang on to me.
What's that?
It's a train. That's what it is. Look, over there across the road.
A train? Out here in the middle of nowhere?
Sure, it's main line from L.A. to Chicago. Runs alongside the highway out here for hundreds of miles.
Look at them eating dinner in that dining car. I'll bet they're nice and warm.
Want to change places?
Oh, they look so safe. I don't want to be safe. I want adventure.
You picked a great place for it. Red Mountain, the hot spot of northern Arizona. Just look at it. There's one main street, 52 motels, 87 gas stations.
And 6 restaurants featuring chill mac and canned soup.
Yeah, the manager shills for the Kachina Doll down toward the center of town.
Watch out for that little truck, Charlie.
I see him. He's far enough away, I think. Oh, that's so.
What's that to do?
I don't know. He waited till I pulled out in front of him, and then he let me have his bright lights. He nearly blinded me in the rear vision mirror.
Oh, maybe he's signaling he wants to pass.
Let him.
Oh, that's it. He's blowing his horn. There he goes.
He's in an awful hurry.
Oh, look out. He's putting out his brakes.
He piled into him.
He's drunk, that's what.
Or crazy. Well, now he's slowed down to 20. Well, I'll have to pass him.
We won't let you.
Who's this? I speed up, he speeds up.
Let him go then, Charlie.
It's a good thing nobody was coming toward us.
Watch out, he's slowing down again.
15.
Do you suppose he's doing that on purpose?
Well, I don't know. Hey, come on, get going. I'm going to have to try it again. He won't let me by.
He is doing it on purpose. Well, there's the restaurant, the Kachina Doll.
Where?
Over there on the left.
Well, there's one way of losing our comedian. I'll just peel off to the left and let him have the highway to himself.
He doesn't seem to want the highway, Charlie. Look up the road. He's turning into that gas station. He's coming back.
I'll let him. Come on, let's eat.
Charlie, you better lock the car.
Why?
Him.
There's nothing for anybody to take.
I'd feel better if you locked it.
Oh, all right.
Look, he's cruising by, looking us over like he was a cop and we did something.
Yeah, maybe he is. It occurred to me when he first swung in front of us.
Well, he isn't in uniform.
Well, there, the car's all locked. Let's go.
Charlie, down the road, he's turning around again. What's the matter with him?
Well, whatever it is, it's his problem. Let's eat. Where you want to sit?
Good evening. How are you folks tonight?
Cold. We're not too late for dinner, are we?
Oh, no, we can take care of you. Right this way, please. Well, here's a nice booth for 2.
Good.
Care for a little drink?
Sit down. Fine. No, I don't think we do. I'm pretty hungry. Let's just have some food, because we're starved. Let's see the menu.
Okay, coming right up.
Charlie.
What?
The driver of that pickup truck. He just came in.
So? It's a public place.
But he's coming over here.
Let him.
Hey, you.
Don't pay any attention to him.
Hey, you.
Were you speaking to me?
Yeah, that blue 61 Chevy outside, that belong to you?
It does.
Well, I want to talk to you.
What's on your mind?
Outside.
Charlie, don't go.
I said, what's on your mind?
Now, look, Bud, I don't like people cutting in front of me.
You mean when I drove out of the motel?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Well, I'm sorry about that. I didn't realize you were coming on so fast.
Yeah, well, I could have killed you. I could have run you down and killed you.
Yes, you could. It was stupid of me not to realize the danger I was in.
Yeah, well, I don't like people doing things like that.
I don't blame you. Believe me, it won't happen again.
Yeah, better not. Because the next time, brother, I'll kill you.
Yeah, I'm sure you will.
Yeah, I'll kill you next time.
I'll remember that.
Yeah, you do that. I don't like that kind of jazz.
And I don't blame you.
Yeah, well, I accept your apology, and only you remember the next time.
I remember. Next time, you'll kill me.
Yeah. And don't you forget it.
Believe me, I won't.
He was drunk, Charlie.
At least.
I could smell it all the way across the table.
Well, that's why I agreed with him.
You were wonderful.
I was afraid you'd think I was chicken.
Oh, no.
There's no point arguing when they're that far gone. No wonder he drove the way he did.
I'm proud of you. You left him with nowhere to go but out.
Hey, did he give you any trouble, Sam?
No, not really.
Oh, but he might have. He might have killed us out there on the road.
Oh, Leroy don't mean no harm.
You know him?
Ah, sure. Everybody knows Leroy. He talks rough, but he don't mean no harm. Well, your folks decided?
I'm not very hungry now.
Oh, but you must eat something, hon.
You order for me.
Gracious, I'm afraid I've lost my appetite, too.
Fried pork chops is nice tonight, with flour gravy.
No, I think not. Have you any soup?
Oh, yes, ma'am. Vegetable, tomato, green pea.
In cans?
Well, as a matter of fact, yes.
Good. I'd prefer it that way.
You do?
Yes. Yes, then the cook can't get at it.
Huh?
We'll have vegetable soup.
Well, okay. 2 vegetable soup. And what else?
That's all.
Yes, ma'am. And listen, don't let Leroy upset you. He's just a big kid, that's all.
Oh, who put that on?
Another folk song.
Charlie? Are you sure you locked the car?
I'm sure.
Maybe you better go look.
Why?
I don't know. Maybe he's done something. Broken a window, split a tire. I don't know.
Well, I was thinking the same thing. Okay, I'll go look.
But be careful. Everything okay?
Yeah, everything's okay.
I've been thinking, hon. I think we ought to report him to the police.
Maybe.
We could have been killed, you know. If anybody had been coming the other way, when he wouldn't let us past him, we'd have been killed.
I know.
If he tried the same thing on somebody else and they were hurt, or worse, I'd never forgive myself.
Well, here we are, folks. 2 vegetable soup. There. Say, are you sure you don't want to try the fried pork chops?
Quite sure, thank you.
Yes. Can you call the police for me?
The police? What for?
I ask you now, can you call them for me?
Now, look, if it's on account of Leroy, well, I wouldn't do that if I was you.
You're not me, are you?
No. Well, I'll call him if you say so, but, you know, I'm kind of glad I'm not you.
What kind of a crack is that?
Leroy. You don't bother me.
Yes, officer, I wrote down the license number, 880.
008.
Yes.
That's right, officer. It was an International Harvester pickup, painted red and shining.
That's Leroy, all right.
That's his horn.
No, lady, that ain't Leroy. That's the Orange Empire Express. Goes through here every night at 9:42.
Oh. Well, anyway, this Leroy was drunk.
More than likely.
He's driving in a fog.
And you want me to arrest him?
Don't you think you should before he causes an accident or hurts or kills somebody?
Oh, that ain't likely.
Well, how do you know?
I know Leroy.
Well, look, I know my rights. I hope you know your duty. I want you to swear out a warrant for the arrest of this Leroy. I want you to go out and pick him up and put him in jail till he sobers up.
Oh, Leroy's the same, drunk or sober. Makes no difference.
Then maybe he should go to another kind of institution.
You sure you want to make a formal complaint?
What's going on here? Is this Leroy the son of the mayor or the nephew of the governor or something? What kind of a conspiracy is this? Your boy Leroy could have killed me and my wife, and yes, I do want to make a formal complaint. That's what I thought I was doing.
Look at it this way. You're just passing through town. Chances are you won't be back this way for months, years, maybe never. But me, I gotta live here with Leroy and all the other Leroys in town. We get quite a few of them. They're just big kids. They don't really mean no harm, but they get restless. There ain't enough to do in this burg, only one movie show. The TV don't come through good. That leaves the bars.
So they get their kicks on 66, scaring the pants off of tourists as they pass through.
Sounds kind of silly when you put it that way, but that's about the size of it. Tell you what I'll do. I'll have a talk with Leroy next time I see him.
Mm-hmm. Well, I want you to put him behind bars now. Tonight, before he kills someone.
Gee, mister, I sure would like to oblige you, but I wouldn't know where to begin looking for him at this hour of night. With the weather kicking up a blizzard, why, I just wouldn't know where to begin. That's a fact.
I don't mean to invade your privacy, hon, but haven't you already filed the nails on that hand?
Huh? Oh, yes. Charlie, I'm so nervous I don't know what I'm doing. And I keep hearing noises outside.
Your imagination's playing tricks.
I suppose so. But just a minute ago, I thought I heard them again. Oh, Charlie, I know it's silly. But would you please check the car again for me?
Oh, come on, Flo.
Please. And then I promise I'll get ready for bed.
All right.
Flo.
What is it?
Somebody let the air out of the back tire.
Leroy.
Come on, answer the phone.
Hurry, Charlie, hurry.
Well, they don't answer. No wonder.
What?
That's this card here. It says, the motel switchboard is closed after 10 p.m.
Oh, but we've got to get air in those tires.
Well, couldn't it wait till morning?
No, Charlie. I will not stay in this place a minute longer with that crazy man out there beeping his horn at us and I don't know what all. Next thing, he'll murder us in our beds.
Well, I can't get anybody to answer the phone.
So we'll just have to wake up the manager.
I'm going to like it.
I couldn't care less.
I can do for you, Mac. I'm all alone here.
Can't you come out and...
call up in the morning. Somebody will take care of you then.
Same thing?
Same thing.
I could have told you. Nobody's coming out in this weather to fix a tire.
How do you get the police?
Well, they ain't coming out either.
Number, please.
Operator, will you give me the police?
Look, you folks are keeping me up.
I'm sorry. This'll only take a minute.
Red Mountain Police?
Listen, did you pick up Leroy?
Oh, you.
Yeah, it's me. You got Leroy in jail?
No, I ain't run into him.
I didn't think so. Well, he's just let the air out of my tires.
Sure it was him. See him do it?
Of course I didn't see him do it. But my rear tires are flat, and what's more, I can't get anybody to come out here and pump them up for me.
Sorry, that ain't a police matter. But you can get somebody in the morning, no doubt.
Well, I don't want to wait till morning. I don't want to spend another minute in your crummy town. I want to get out of here right now.
Then you're going to have to pump up your tires your own self.
It's a good idea. I just might do that.
That's about all I could suggest. And don't you fret. I'll speak to Leroy as soon as I see him.
Thanks. Thanks a lot.
Come on, Flo. Let's get out of here.
Just a minute. You owe me for those phone calls.
Yeah, here. Keep the change. Buy a trip to the moon.
How's it going, honey?
The last one's nearly up. Is the car packed?
Oh, everything's ready to go. Oh, listen. That's him. That's his horn. Hurry, Charlie.
No. Don't let's panic, so what can he do?
No, I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, what's he done, really?
Charlie, just don't try to reason with me. Get that tire pumped up and take me away from here. Oh, please. Please, Charlie, please. Please.
What's the idea of parking out in front of the police station blowing that horn? You're giving this town a bad name, scaring them tourists. They wanted me to arrest you.
Oh, you wouldn't do that to no friend.
I didn't want to, but then you had to go and let the air out of their tires.
You know, I do the darndest thing sometimes.
No, you're going home. I'll lock you up for being ornery.
You better do that, Pete, because I never make it. You know, I can't see to drive home.
All right, climb out then. I'll give you a cell to sleep it off in.
Yeah.
I said knock off that horn.
Oh, but it sounds so pretty. Pete, you know, you're a real pal. Just a real pal. Putting up a pal for the night in the jailhouse.
Sign, hon?
City limits, Red Mountain. Come back soon. Sure we will. Oh, Charlie, I never was so glad to get out of any place in my whole life.
No, I didn't exactly enjoy it too much myself.
Turn on the radio, huh?
It's funny how a little thing like that can work on you. And grow to on the edge of panic, you know.
Oh, those snowflakes are so big. They come straight at you. You want to duck because they seem to be coming through the windshield.
The best driving conditions, I can tell you that. Can't be much better than 20.
Oh, I don't care if you have to crawl. We're getting further away from that dreadful town every minute.
Oh, that's all I need.
What?
Some idiot behind me with his high beam on. Only one headlight. It's murder.
Charlie, you don't suppose... Charlie, it's Leroy.
He's overtaken us fast.
You can't let him past. You can't let him box us out here in this blizzard.
I can't drive much faster.
You've got to, Charlie. Charlie, you've got to.
But I can't see. The snow was just a white wall.
Faster, Charlie. Charlie, he's gaining on us.
Yeah, but that one headlight's in the mirror. It's blinding me.
He's gaining on us, Charlie. Faster. Faster.
Slow, I can't see. I can't see a thing.
Janigan Motel.
This is Pete over at the police station.
Yeah, you woke me up.
I'm sorry, Sam. That tourist that was beefing about Leroy, is he still there?
No, I wouldn't know. I was trying to get some sleep.
Yeah, well, if you see him, tell him I picked up Leroy. Tell him Leroy's sleeping it off in the jail.
Suspense. You've been listening to Snow on 66, written especially for Suspense by William N. Robeson, and starring Grayson Hall and Jimmy Blaine.
Have a nice trip. Don't forget your phone.
Planning your vacation or a weekend trip? Well, long distance can be a big help. You decide where you want to go, then just pick up your phone and call ahead for reservations. Make sure of a good place to stay. And while you're away, it's so easy to keep in touch with home by telephone. Well, have a good trip, and don't forget the phone.
Suspense is produced and directed by Fred Hendrickson. Music supervision by Ethel Huber. Heard in tonight's story were Gwen Davis, James Dimitri, Bill Mason, and Sam Raskin. Sound patterns by Walter Otto. This is Stuart Metz speaking. Listen again next week when we return with The Next Murder, written by Joseph Corcoran. Another tale well calculated to keep you in suspense.
presents USA, the greatest entertainers in America, as requested by you, the fighting men of the United States Armed Forces throughout the world. Command Performance, presented this week and every week till it's over there. Attention! Army and Marine Corps, count off. Navy and Coast Guard, hit the decks. All United Nations stand by for its Command Performance time in the USA. All during 1942, Uncle Sam's shortwave stations and radio networks in the United Nations have been shooting out this big show to you guys who are shooting it out with the Axis. From the fog-bound Aleutians to the steaming jungles of the South Pacific, you've written thousands of letters to Command Performance, and the letters were answered in person. Well, there's a victory committee here in Hollywood whose pledge to that worldwide victory committee of yours is, buddy, your request is our command. For this 1 hour on Christmas Eve, a man and woman you call Mom and Dad become part of your show. For tonight, for the first time over the 4 great networks and independent stations, the War Department of the United States of America presents Command Performance. At this moment, the Chief of the Office of War Information has a brief message. Go ahead, Washington and Elmer Davis.
On this Christmas Eve, all over the world, American soldiers, sailors, Marines, and nurses are listening to this program as they have listened for almost a year past. But tonight, it serves as a link between them and us at home. We're all hearing it, the whole American people, whether in the cities or on the farms or on ships at sea or in army camps or at the front. This program is nothing new for the men of the armed forces. For 40-odd weeks, they have heard these specially produced command performances sent to them by shortwave. And we have reason to believe that they think of it particularly as their program. What they want, what they ask for, the famous entertainers who have appeared on these weekly broadcasts have done their best to supply. Tonight, because it is Christmas Eve, and a Christmas Eve when a good many American families can't be together as they used to be, tonight the War Department has invited us to come together, all of us, as listeners to this program. For the first time, it is heard in this country, exactly as it is heard by the men and women who are serving the country abroad. In North Africa, in New Guinea and the Solomons, in China and India and Ireland, in Alaska and Hawaii, in Iceland and Panama, wherever on this Christmas Eve the American flag is flying. They're probably thinking about home tonight, most of them. Home which they are not likely to see again until the war is won. They are doing all they can to win it, and they have already written some glorious pages in American history. But the war won't be won until and unless we who are at home do our share too, making whatever sacrifices we must and working together as hard as we can. Whatever sacrifices may be asked of us as a necessary contribution to victory are trivial compared to what our men are doing at the front. Yes, and trivial compared to the sacrifices that are required of the civilian population of every other nation in this war. It's that kind of war, the kind of war that we can't win unless all of us, civilians as well as soldiers, do just as much as we can. So I hope that when the men overseas think of home tonight, they'll think of it as a place where all of us are doing our best, doing all we can to help them who are doing so much more toward the common purpose of complete victory. And now, Command Performance, dedicated to our armed forces over there.
Thank you, Elmer Davis, and to OWI for your cooperation with tonight's Command Performance. And men, hang on to your GI hats as your star-packed Christmas show starts rolling out of Hollywood with that Rolling Stone who's gathered millions of friends in the United Nations, the commanding officer of Command Performance and your master of ceremonies, Bob Hope.
One trio of the AEF, the Pennsylvania Polka, and the Andrews Sisters. Wrapped up that little thing. Thank you, Andrews Sisters, and thanks to a really terrific guy, Alfred Newman, who's conducting the orchestra tonight. Well, gang, old Sam
And that's with no prompting, Al. Well, gang, old Sam the mailman has brought Command Performance a truckload of your letters asking to hear from a kid named Junior. So, by worldwide command of the AEF, Harriet Hilliard and Red Skelton.
Hiya, fellas, and Merry Christmas. And being Christmas, we naturally have a lady and her little boy. Thank you. It's very early on Christmas morning, so Harriet, you be my mother, and I'll be the mean little kid. Hey, Mummy, are you awake?
Oh, Junior, it's only 4 o'clock. Go back to sleep till daylight.
Hey, Mummy, where'd I come from?
Sears and Roebuck. And go back to sleep.
Sears and Roebuck, he's That's silly. I told Small I bet they got me from a cut-weight drugstore.
Junior, will you stop mumbling to yourself and turn over?
I can't turn over.
Why not?
My chain don't reach that far.
Oh, Junior, don't say that. You're not chained.
Oh, no?
No.
What's that, the bells of St. Mary? Hey, Mummy, I can't sleep anymore. I want to go see my toys. I want to see what Santa Claus bought me. I'll get up,
What
too.
are you doing?
I'm getting up. I got one leg in my pants, and I got to keep hopping around till I catch the other one. Come on, I'll catch it. I'll catch it. Oh, boy, now I'll really catch it. Boy, I better get back in bed but quick.
Junior, you're going to get it if you wake your father. He didn't get to sleep until late.
Oh, that's nothing new.
Junior, did you happen to hear your father come home last night?
Who didn't? Boy, he's getting better, though. It only took 8 cops to bring him in this time.
Oh, Junior, how can you say things like that?
Oh, it's easy once you know how.
Something tells me you're looking for a spanking.
Yeah, some tell me I don't have to look very far, either.
Go back to sleep.
Now, let me get up or I will tell.
You'll tell what?
I will tell everybody you used to be a prize fighter.
I was not.
Oh, no? Hey, Battler, you're on next.
I'll moit a bump. Now you're going to get it.
Oh, you hit me, you hit me. You broke me with a whip. You broke me with a whip.
I broke your what?
Me hip, hip, hip.
Hooray! I guess I'll have to get up, too.
Yeah.
Get dressed and wash your face, and I'll take you down to breakfast.
Okay. Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
But did you wash your face like I told you?
Yeah. Watch me with the ears, too. Look.
I am looking, and it's awful.
Well, gee, you can't get rid of that dust bowl in one day, you know. I think I'll go downstairs.
You won't peek at the presents, will you?
You don't know me very well, does he, Paul? Oh, well, here I is, all alone. Gee, look how that banister looks. It's kind of dusty to me. I think I'll slide down and dust it off. You know that vase has been handed down from generation to generation?
Yes?
Next generation's going to have to use a dicty cup. I think I will go out in the kitchen and fix my own breakfast. That's what I will do. I will pour the cereal into this little dish. Oh, and it's from Mummy's clothes set, too.
Junior!
Meow, meow.
Oh, that darn cat.
It always works, Boy, I wish that old cat had kittens and I could increase production. Now I will crawl in the icebox and get me some milk. Oh, boy, I love milk. Oh, the door closed. How about that? That little light does go out. Oh, boy, it's a good thing it didn't lock. Now I will pour the milk over the cereal. I hope it's a kind of crickles and pop. Oh, boy, I love that kind of crickles and pop. Kind of stale, ain't it? Now, I wonder what Santa Claus brought me. I think I will sneak in the other room. If I do, I will receive a chastising. I shall attempt it. Oh, boy. Look at all them presents. Oh,
Junior, you weren't supposed to look at them.
Yeah.
But now that you've seen them, I guess it's all right.
Oh, boy, let's open them up. Open them up, Mummy. Let's see. Open them up. Come on. Oh, boy, look. A drum, a bicycle, a train, and some little toy soldiers. Oh, dear. Oh, dear me. I just happened to think.
Of what, Junior?
I'll have to wait 365 days before I hit the jackpot again.
fine, Harriet. Well, gang, all during the past week, Spike Jones and the City Slickers have been haunting our local junk shops looking for toy instruments on which to beat out a famous old Christmas tune so many of you have asked for. So here it is, Jingle Bells, melted down and recast by that sensational novelty band, Spike Jones and the City Slickers.
In a one-horse open sleigh, o'er the fields we go, laughing all the way. Bells on bobtail ring, making spirits bright. What fun it is to ride and sing a sleighing song tonight. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh.
Was the night before Christmas, and all through the house, not a creature was stirring, hardly a toe.
Whoa, Comet, whoa, Cupid, whoa, Thunder and Blitzen. I gotta straighten out this fireplace one of these days.
Who brought that barrage balloon in here? Say, when you were in school, fellas, the great thrill was to be a star and win your letter. But the letter that thrills the Hollywood star these days is the one you write from over there. And speaking of stars and letters, here's one of Command Performance's four-lettered stars with letters from the Army, the Navy, the Marine Corps, and the Coast Guard, Ginny Sims.
Thanks, Bob. Hello, fellows. Love to Brodeur in Hawaii and your mother in Massachusetts. And to Dave Thorley and the Radio Girls in Argentia, Newfoundland. And Christmas cheer to the Southern gentlemen on the north end of the Alaskan Highway. And say, Charlie Eaton, how are things in Egypt? Eldridge, what's new in New Delhi? Corporal Brubaker in Australia, you're doing just fine. And love from Anne. Now, I brought all of you a little gift tied with the heartstrings of that girl back home. It's called Saving Myself for Bill. Thank you for the invitation. Dancing always gives me a thrill, but my heart wouldn't be in it, not even a minute. I'm saving myself for Bill. Since I left him at the station, other things has been branded. I'm saving myself for Bill.
Out there somewhere there's a lock in his pocket. In the locket.
This ring I wear shows how deeply I care for Bill. I always will. So thank you for the invitation. Dancing always gives me a thrill. But my heart's on a vacation, gone for the duration. I'm saving myself for Bill.
Very sweet, Jane. Very good. And now, fellas, Command Performance answers mail from every corner of every one of the United Nations. It's the old groaner himself, Bing Crosby. Darn nice of you to dress.
Getting formal tonight, formal.
Formal? You got a shirt on. Is that a shirt? You get into bed quickly, don't you, huh?
Thank you, thank you. Season's greetings, fellows, and a Merry Christmas to you, High Horn.
Merry Christmas to you, short, squat, and melodic. Say, you know, you're going to wear those earmuffs all during the show. Look,
my cheek chicory. You don't like my cheek chicory?
Your cheek chicory?
Yeah.
Well, shut it. You know, Cross, we've been on a lot of radio programs together, big ones, small ones, long wave, short wave, but Command Performance tonight is going to be different from anything we've ever done before.
Oh, you mean I'm going to get a few laughs?
Well, not that different, no. Say, Cross, you were a little late coming down to the studio. Where were you?
Well, you know how Christmas Eve is, Bob, with the kids and everything. I was home.
Yeah? How are things out of Boys Town?
Oh, they're rugged, Bob, very rugged.
Yes, they are.
Tell the truth, I'm a little worried.
Worried?
Mm-hmm. You know, I'm dressing up as Santa Claus tomorrow, and I'm afraid the kids will recognize me. I don't want
Don't
that.
worry, Claus. The minute you put on that Santa Claus suit, nobody will recognize you.
Why not?
It'll be the first time in 20 years you've worn a coat and pants that match. Don't miss that.
It's the first time I had a coat.
But seriously, Bing, to get back to the program tonight, I can't get over this Command Performance. Imagine we're being heard by close to 1 billion people in nearly 30 countries.
Brother, when you lay an egg tonight, it's an international omelet, isn't it? Bob, I want to tell you this hookup is nothing compared to the radio we're going to have when this war is over. We'll have television all over the world.
Television, huh?
That's right, Bob. People will be able not only to hear you, but see you. They can use their eyes and their ears.
Well, do you think they'll appreciate my jokes just as well?
Say, they got noses, haven't they?
Oh, it'll be a great world. Just think of the possibilities in aviation alone.
Why, it'll be fantastic. Everything will be different. The planes will be so thick in the sky you won't be able to see the sun.
Well, in California, what's so different about that? Thank you, tourists. Thank you. Where were we?
I tremble to think, though, Bob. You know, with all those planes up in the sky, do you think the stork will be able to find his way?
To your house blindfolded. I understand you're making him go around to the servants' entrance now. Is that right? Go ahead.
It's going... Trapped again. You beast.
I had it. It's an ad lib from my writers. Go ahead.
It's going to be a great world, a grand world after the war. You know what I'm going to do?
What are you going to do?
I'm going to build myself a brand new house, and I'm going to paper every room with the music of one of the famous songs of the war.
Say, that sounds like a novel idea. What are you going to use?
Well, I thought in my trophy room, I'll put Praise the Lord and Pass the Ammunition. And by the telephone, I'll put I Came Here to Talk for Joe. And in the card room, I'll put Be Careful, It's My Heart.
Well, where are you going to put Der Fuhrer's face? Are you kidding? We just didn't know how to time that, did we, old boy? Well, I guess that takes care of post-war planning, but right now I've got a little request here from some of the lads over there. Ready to cut one, Bing?
Well, get me on, Dad.
Okay. Okay, fellas. The old groaner is ambling over to the post to team up with a quartet that's a sure thing in Harlem and down Park Avenue.
Where's the quartet?
And wherever you guys hear command performance. It's the Charioteers and Bing Crosby and Basin Street Blues.
Now won't you come along with me?
Now won't you come along with me?
Down the Mississippi.
Down the Mississippi.
We'll take a boat to the land of dreams.
Steam down the river down to New Orleans.
There's gonna be a band there to meet us.
There's a band there to meet us.
Oh, friends to greet us.
Oh, friends to greet us.
That's where the old and the young folks meet.
Heaven on earth, they call it Basin Street.
Basin Street. That's the street where all the light and dark folks meet. Down in New Orleans, land of dreams.
You never know how nice it seems, or just how much it really means.
Glad to be, yes sirree, where welcome's free and dear to me, where I can lose
those doggone Basin Street blues.
Play a little of that piano on the air, will you, Jim? Sounds like a Carlton. Could be.
Oh, that's James Sherman.
Lovely, lovely. Talk to me.
Now that was some sort of an excursion.
Just a new kind of a diversion.
Just a new kind of a diversion.
You have to admit that they swing out real sweet.
Heaven on earth, they call it Basin Street.
Heaven on earth, they call it Basin Street.
Thank you, Bing and the Charioteers. Well, fellas, the last command performance of this series will come from Berlin with Hitler, Mussolini, and Tojo singing their swan song. And you guys in North Africa are printing tickets right now for that big show. And in honor of your work, we're honored to present a favorite of all Americans in this all-American fight for freedom, our beloved blues singer Ethel Waters.
Thank you, Bob Hope, and God's blessings on all you boys over there. And now, folks, I'd like to sing the song I introduced in good old New York City in 1924, Dinah.
Waters. It seems that practically every man overseas has written into Command Performance asking what's going to happen when Santa Claus meets up with Charlie McCarthy. Well, brethren of the AEF, there you have the $64 question. Presenting Charles Lawton with Edgar Bergen and Charlie McCarthy.
It's Christmas Eve in the Edgar Bergen, Charlie McCarthy household. Charlie has just dozed off waiting for Santa Claus. Edgar has prevailed upon his good friend Charles Lawton to dress up as Santa to fool the little fellow. As we look in now, we see that Santa Claus Lawton has just arrived.
Oh. Well, here we are. Hello, Charles.
Hello, Edgar.
Say, it's awfully sporting of you to dress up like that and come over tonight.
You know, I've always wanted to put something over on that little tyke. How is Charlie, anyway?
Oh, he's fast asleep waiting for Santa Claus.
Oh, he's such a cute little fella. Just look at him. I'll bet he's in dreamland. What is more beautiful, Edgar, than the innocence of youth?
I wonder what he's dreaming about.
Oh,
Eddie, my darling, darling.
Lawton, now you go over to the fireplace and pretend that you've just slid down the chimney, and I'll wake up Charlie. Now, don't trip over those andirons, will you?
All right, Edgar. It's terribly dark in here.
Yes.
I can't...
Well, are you ready?
Yes.
Yeah, now, let's not have any scenes. No temper, you know.
Oh, no, don't worry about me, Edgar. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready. Okay.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way.
Who's there? Who's there?
Darn those andirons, breaking my leg around here. I'll sue somebody for this.
Why, Charlie, look. Wow, why, it's Santa Claus. No.
Oh, yes, so it is. Ho, 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 I'm old Saint Nick. I'm a jolly, jolly fellow.
Yeah.
Ho, ho, ho.
All right. Don't knock yourself out about it. How did you get in here anyway? Now, don't give me that routine about the chimney.
Oh, so you don't believe I came down the chimney, huh?
No. Well, when I look at you...
Yes?
And then I look at the fireplace...
Yes?
It can't be done, that's all.
Now, stop this nonsense, Charlie. Why, Santa Claus has come all the way from the North Pole.
Yeah? So, Sandy, how are things with your toy shop? Have you run into any priority trouble?
Oh, dear me, no. We keep very busy. I have a lot of helpers. Little men, 2 feet high.
2 feet high. Yeah. What do you think of that? Well, you ought to go easy on that stuff, whatever it is. Say, Santa Claus, what do you got in your hand there, that little bag?
Oh,
there?
just some candy, Charlie, just some candy.
Oh, and how about giving me a piece of
Why, of course, Sonny. Help yourself. Have one.
Let's see. What kind have you got here?
Those green ones are good.
Oh, you have some licorice ones, too, haven't
The green ones have nice, chewy centers.
What's the matter with your licorice ones?
I like them.
Well, I like them, too, so I'll take myself a mitt for
Take your mitts off those, and I'll break your arm.
Oh,
Santa Claus, please, now remember.
Oh, yes.
Jolly,
Ho,
jolly,
ho,
jolly.
ho, ho, I'm old St. Nick. I'm a jolly, jolly fellow.
Well, what have you got for me?
Well, I have a big bag full of presents, Charlie, as usual.
What do you mean, as usual? Well, what you gave me last year, you could have slipped under the door. And besides, I don't think you're Santa Claus, if you ask me.
I'm Santa Claus, and I'll blast anyone who says I'm not.
Santa Claus, please. Ho, ho, ho,
ho, ho, ho. I'm old St. Nick. I'm a jolly, jolly fellow.
You're a phony, that's what you are. You're
I'll
fake.
tear you limb from twig.
Now, Santa Claus, look what you're doing. Remember yourself.
Look at me. I'll be so excited, my stomach has slipped its mooring.
Not only that, but your caboose is loose, too. All right.
Charlie, will you please remember you're talking to Santa Claus?
Somehow I just can't believe that it's him.
Well, if I'm not Santa Claus, then who am I?
Well, you know who you sound like?
Who?
A fella named Charles Lawton. He does a little picture work around town. Small parts.
Look, I've got press clippings that prove otherwise. After all, I'm a pretty famous fellow.
Ho, ho, ho. Santa Claus. Ho, ho, ho.
So I remind you of Charles Lawton, do I? Tell me, do I look like him?
Oh, you're not that homely.
Why, you nasty little snitch.
Why, Santa Claus. Ho, ho, ho.
Nuts to ho, ho.
Well, it is Mr. Lawton, that's who it is. We was robbed.
No. Well, Mr. Lawton almost got away with it, didn't he?
I had you fooled for a little while, didn't I, Charlie?
You didn't fool me. You know, I recognized you under that jaw grass.
How did you know it was me?
Well, how did I know it was you? After all, Chuck, there's only one Lawton.
Oh, do you really think so, Charlie? That's very nice of you.
And the way you played the part of Santa Claus.
Oh, thanks very much. It was pretty good, wasn't it?
Oh, you made him live.
Well, thank you very much.
Yes. No one but Lawton could have hammed it up like you did.
Well, buckle on your safety belts, gang, for we're taking off with one of the bands that rates tops with the AEF. Led by the man who's played so many Army camps that the total number is almost a military secret. Another command performance for the old Fez himself, Kay Kaiser.
Thank you. Well, Merry Christmas to 44 engineers at APO 861, and ditto to you medics at 514. Hi there, Mr. Law over in England. Things are hunky-dory in Alabama. Yes, sir. Howdy to the Ridge Runners at APO 862. And good hunting to you Marines down south. Mighty nice of you all to invite us to your big Christmas Eve show, and we'd like to play the tune for you that I understand is the theme of you men out there. Praise the Lord and pass the ammunition.
Trinidad, a long way from 3rd and Main, but your letters tell us that Command Performance is your bridge between the AEF and the USA. No blacked-out bridge, but bright with your favorite stars. One of these stars is a girl who's often crossed over to sing for you in the jungles of Panama and the white wastes of Iceland. She's making still another trip tonight. Fellas, Dinah Shore.
Hiya, fellas. Well, it's not the same old Christmas Eve without you. But when we take down those little trees in that front room you left behind, the lights will keep on burning in that window in our hearts. My New Year's resolution is to keep on answering those wonderful letters you write to me, care of Command Performance. So for the Flying Fortress Mob at APO 875, for Colonel Ned in Alaska, for good old Pat Wing 7, for all the jungle mutters down in Panama, for Hayes and Snyder and the Air Force gang in China, for Mac, Red, Clancy, and T-Bone, somewhere north of the farthest point north, for Colonel Ed, Marge, and Little Shug, and for all of you everywhere, this suggestion. As long as you're not in love with anyone else, why don't you fall in love with me?
As long as you're not in love with anyone else, please, why don't you fall for me? You're driving me crazy, baby, trying to guess. Will you tell me no, or will you tell me yes? You gotta go overboard for someone someday. Believe it or not, it's bound to be. As long as you're not in love with anyone else, why don't you fall in love with me?
Yes, that's mighty oily, Dinah. Well, men, for a long time, Jack Benny has been feuding with Fred Allen. But thousands of you guys in the AEF have commanded that on this Christmas Eve, the feud should be patched up. And right this minute, the Martins and the Coys of radio are holding a special peace conference in New York. So hello, New York. Command Performance ready for Fred Allen and Jack Benny.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, from New York City, we'll bring you two lads who, after a 7-year misunderstanding, have reunited in the spirit of the Christmas season. So here they are, folks, those two entertaining boys, the old vaudeville team of Jack Benny and Fred Allen.
Thank you. Pardon me, Mr. Announcer, but I think you have that billing a little wrong. The proper way to announce this act is Fred Allen and Jack Benny. You see, my name comes first.
What do you mean, your name first?
Well, if you will remember, Mr. B, I paid the room rent today. We are not sleeping on the fire escape tonight.
Oh, that's right. Introduce us again, Mr. Wells.
If you will.
Thank you. So here they are, folks, those two entertaining boys, the old vaudeville team of Fred Allen and Jack Benny.
Thank you.
Hey, wait a minute. I just happened to think of something. Mr. Announcer, my name should come first.
Your name?
Yeah, you see, I'm the guy that got our tuxedos out of hock. Remember?
Oh, that's right.
If it wasn't for me, you'd be here in your underwear tonight.
You wouldn't even be here, Mr. Bennett.
Wait just a minute. I can straighten this whole thing out very easily. Here they are, folks. Those two hams, Blue Eyes and Nasal Hazel.
Say, Jack, people this is great, isn't it? 3 receptions and we haven't done anything yet.
Wonderful.
People are certainly, I wanted to get a little joke in if you don't mind.
No.
People are certainly saving their tires these days. You know, I was riding down 42nd Street there this afternoon on a streetcar, and Henry Ford got on.
Fred, wait a minute. Bob Hope just did that joke in Hollywood.
Well, I know, Jack, but there's 3 hours difference in time. That joke didn't even get here yet.
See, I thought you were just giving it another chance. You know? Freddie, Freddie, I'm sorry that
don't laugh if you're sorry. Play the if you're acting, if you're sorry.
Look, Freddie, I'm terribly sorry that I argued with you over our billing.
Well, I'm sorry, too, Jackie. After all, this is Christmas Eve.
Yes, sir. And, Freddie, you know what the greatest thing in the world is today? It isn't money, is it?
No, it isn't. And it isn't butter, Jackie.
And it isn't sugar.
No, it isn't sugar, Jackie.
I tell you, Fred, the greatest thing in the world today is friendship.
You're right, Jack. Friendship.
If you're ever in a jam, here I am. If you're ever in a mess, SOS. If you ever feel so happy you land in jail, I'm your bail. It's friendship, friendship. Just a perfect friendship. When other friendships have been forgot, ours will still be hot. La la la, dig, dig, dig. Oh, Freddie.
Yes, Jack?
I understand there's a shortage of fat.
Why don't you turn in your head? If you're ever up a tree, phone to me, I'm on key.
If you're ever down a well, ring my bell.
If you're ever lose your teeth and you're out to dine, borrow mine.
It's friendship, friendship. Just a perfect friendship. When other friendships have been forgate, ours will still be great. La 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 la, chop, chop, chop.
Oh, Jack.
Yes, Freddie.
I understand there's a shortage of heads.
Well, why don't you turn in one of yours? If they ever black your eyes, don't be wise.
If they ever cook your goose, turn me loose.
If they ever put a bullet right through your brain, I'll complain. It's friendship, friendship. Just a perfect friendship. When other friendships have been forget, ours will still be it. It's friendship, friendship. Just a perfect friendship. When other friendships have been forgot, ours will be the nuts. Loddle, doddle, doddle, hep, hep, hep. Oh, Merry Christmas.
On the advice of our lawyers, ladies and gentlemen, we return you to Hollywood.
Well, men, this is Bob Hope, speaking from the USA. You know, this is the land that not long ago had boundaries. An ocean on one side and an ocean on the other. Douglas firs and deep snow and good fishing to the north. Blue water and lilacs and hot weather and cotton fields to the south. You lived and worked inside those boundaries and thought it would always be that way. You worked at the shoe store in Peoria. Yet tonight you're over there in England and North Africa, and you fly hell out of your bomber and go through God-made storms of snow and rain and man-made storms of steel and fire. And then you write home to this radio program and say, please do a song for me. You were the clerk in the local grocery store, the young doctor starting out, the history teacher in Grand Rapids, the mechanic at the corner garage. Yet tonight you're blacked out on a freighter or standing guard over your brother along a path in the jungle. You were the guy who had never been in Nevada. Yet tonight you're at home in Fairbanks, New Delhi, and Chongqing. But, well, that's the way it goes these days. For the boundaries of land and water have vanished from all nations. And in their place, a single boundary of freedom is moving across the earth as God meant it to be. But because of guys like you, when we think of America, we still think of Douglas firs. Because you guys are like those Douglas firs. And you're like the good fishing in the lakes and Coney Island and the cornfields and smokestacks. And you're like the little towns with the red water towers, and like Mount Rainier and Yellowstone and Highway 66, because all those things are American. They were part of you when you left, and they will still be part of you when you come back. The stuff that makes Americans. And, brother, they don't make better stuff anywhere in the world.
Performance USA, the greatest entertainers in America, answering the personal requests of the AEF and our friends in the United Nations. All the personalities on Command Performance, as on all our programs, give their services to the cooperation of the Hollywood Victory Committee. Speaking for the AEF, we express thanks to the American radio industry, to the Office of War Information, and to the many persons who contributed to this special Christmas Eve edition of Command Performance. The entire cast, the studio audience, and the nation will stand at attention. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem. Has been a presentation of the War Department of the United States of America. These are the radio networks and stations of the United Nations.
From New York, Pillsbury's best enriched flour brings you Grand Central Station. As a bullet seeks its target, shining rails in every part of our great country are aimed at Grand Central Station, heart of the nation's greatest city. Drawn by the magnetic force of fantastic metropolis, day and night great trains rush toward the Hudson River, sweep down its eastern bank for 140 miles, flash briefly with the long red road terminals south of 125th Street, dive with a roar into the 2.5-mile tunnel which burrows deep bitter and swank up Park Avenue, and then Grand Central Station, crossroads of a million private lives, gigantic stage in which are played 1,000 dramas daily. Now, for the 6th consecutive year, Pillsbury Mills of Minneapolis presents with pride Grand Central Station's traditional Christmas play, a drama you will long remember.
This is Galen Drake, and before we get into our Christmas story, I want to say just a word about the 3 top prize-winning recipes in Pillsbury's Grand National Recipe and Baking Contest. The grand prize was awarded for a recipe for Pillsbury's $50,000 no-knead water-rising twists. The second prize of $10,000 was for Starlight Mint Surprise Cookies. And the third prize of $4,000 was for a chocolate cake, Aunt Carrie's Bonbon Cake. Now, there's $64,000 worth of prize-winning recipes. Recipes won with Pillsbury's best flour. Now, as you know, you always bake your best with Pillsbury's best, and we have those 3 recipes ready for you now, and we'll be glad to send them to you. You just drop a penny postcard to Ann Pillsbury, Prize Recipe Department, Minneapolis 2, Minnesota, and she'll send you your copy. Ann Pillsbury, Prize Recipe Department, Minneapolis 2, Minnesota.
After the train from Albany pulled in, no one, not a single person, actually saw the young man with soft brown hair and soft brown eyes come through the gate. Still unseen, he walks the length of the great waiting room, now strangely tranquil as travel ebbs on Christmas Eve. Quietly, he goes out the door, down the street, and then up the broad marble stairs of the hospital. When the girl at the switchboard turns to him...
What can I do for you, sir?
Without saying a word, he gives her a card. She's startled by the name on it and instantly announces him to the hospital superintendent.
Dr. Mason is here to see you.
Mason? Dr. Mason who applied for an internship?
Yes, Dr. Garrett, it is Dr. Mason from Albany.
But that's impossible.
Shall I ask him about the telegram?
No, I'll do it. Send him in, please.
Yes, sir. Dr. Garrett will see you, sir. First door to the left.
Dr. Garrett. Dr. Mason? You are Dr. Mason?
I'm sorry that I was delayed, Dr. Garrett.
But just 10 minutes ago,
Yes. 10 minutes ago, you received a telegram.
Why, that's right.
From
your mother.
I know.
But, man, Why, look at it. It says that you...
That I was killed. Do you mind if I tear up that telegram, Dr. Garrett?
Well, I don't understand. I was so unnerved by that wire. I'd counted so much on your being here tonight. Christmas Eve. A night always busy with calls.
You are short of interns.
Oh, yes. Mason, these are the slums. Walk through block after block and you won't see a doctor shingle. Not one. The people here are too poor. They know only one healer. The intern and his ambulance.
And tonight, night of mercy and goodwill, they would have cried out in vain.
Well, now that you've come, I won't have to say to the suffering, wait. Wait. There's only one ambulance tonight, and that's out on a call. Wait and suffer. I have no one to send to you because Dr. Mason was killed. It's good that you're here, Mason. It's good.
It's good to be here, Dr. Garrett.
Well, you better get started. Take this slip down to the storeroom. See that they give you a warm sheepskin coat.
Thank you.
And a pair of mittens. From there, you go to the ambulance room. I'll have your driver waiting for you. His name is Mac.
My name is Mac. The chief says I drive your crate tonight.
Crate?
Crate, jalopy, sick buggy, ambulance, take your pick.
Oh, I see what you mean.
You green interns, you're all the same. The first time you spy a ambulance, your eyes pop wide, like you've seen a heavenly chariot or something. Not me. I've been driving this old baby for 8 rotten years.
An ambulance, Mac, is a sacred thing. It is a chariot of mercy.
2 bells, that says. Come on, Mason, that's your first call.
234 South Street. 234 South Street. 234 South Street.
Look, pal, help me out by watching out for cars cutting in at the cross streets. We don't stop for no red lights. Look, Doc, what did I tell you? Watch it or we'll both be killed. Holy cow, you new interns. You're all alike. You're always dreaming. You put on the white coat and pants and your head goes up in the clouds.
Why are you so bitter, Mac?
Why shouldn't I be bitter? If it wasn't for you, I'd be home with the wife right now.
You truly believe that only because of me...
Yeah. If you hadn't showed up, this ambulance would be parked in the garage for crying out loud. I would have had the night off like on a decent job.
To you, driving an ambulance is just a job like any other?
Yeah, nothing but. Boy, will I be glad when the shift is over.
But, Mac, this is Christmas Eve.
You're telling me?
This is one night at least you could forget that driving an ambulance is a job. This one night you could look upon it as an errand of mercy.
An errand of mercy? You know where we're going?
To help someone afflicted.
Afflicted with alcohol, you mean? I'll give you 2 to 1 and we're making a stew call.
Stew call?
Yeah, Mason. We're risking our necks tearing through traffic to give some drunk a whiff of smelling salts.
Any man who cries out for help, whether he be brimful of drink or empty of blood, his call shall be answered.
Yes, says you. Come on, Mason, make a snap. We ain't got all night. What did I tell you? No good drunk. Here's your bag, Doc.
Thank you, Mac. I won't need it.
But he's out cold, Mason. Come on, give him a whiff of the stuff quick when we blow.
Quiet, Mac. Come now. Open your eyes, sir.
He calls the drunk, sir. Look, Mason, here's the spirit of ammonia. Hold it under his nose, will you? That always wakes him up.
Quiet, Mac. Come, sir. Open your eyes.
That's right, Mason. You just talk pretty to him and he'll open his eyes.
Where am I? Why is everybody laughing? What's the matter?
Nothing. Just put your arm around my shoulder. That's it. Now, let me help you to stand up straight. There. Now. You feel better?
Why, suddenly I feel all right. I feel fine. My head is so clear.
Of course. All you needed was to stand on your own 2 feet. To be strong. Be of good cheer.
Gosh, Doc. That's sure wonderful medicine you give me.
Medicine? What kind of gag you pulling? He didn't give you no medicine. There was nothing the matter with you. You toss off a beer and you lay down in the street like you're out cold, and we waste an ambulance on you. I got a mind to take a poke at you.
That'll be enough, Mac. Tell me, sir, what is your name?
Well, if it's all the same to you...
Come on. Give me your name. He's got to make out his report.
Pete Lanton, Doctor.
Peter, you won't lose faith again. You will stand up, self-reliant, and you will face life courageously and with new hope.
Come on, Mason. We ain't got all night. Let's get going.
Doc.
Yes, Peter?
A Merry Christmas to you, Doc.
Thank you, sir.
Dr. Mason. Dr. Mason, I'd like to speak to you.
Yes?
Mason, Mac tells me you didn't even open your bag on your first call.
No, it wasn't necessary.
Well, now, don't misunderstand me, Mason. I can't begin to tell you how thankful I am that you're with us this evening, but...
But from now on, I'm not to use suggestion.
Or whatever it was you did use. Please follow standard materia medica in treating your cases. You're not offended?
Of course not.
Oh, that's fine, Dr. Mason. That's your call again.
Third floor. 19 Water Street, third floor. 19 Water Street, third floor.
Well, Mac, you seem to be good at guessing. You were right the last time. What sort of call is this one going to be?
It's no guessing, it's experience. This time it's no drunk.
Oh? What do you think it is?
A birth, or maybe a death.
Christmas Eve. And someone is to live or die. It is better that one should live on Christmas Eve. Mac, let it be a birth we're going to.
It's no difference to me, Doc, a birth or a death. I just try.
How long have you been doing it, Mac?
Oh, like I told you. 8 rotten years, that's how long.
What you call 8 rotten years were truly 8 glorious years, filled with service to your fellow men.
Cut the chatter, Mason. This is it. Number 19 is Red Brick House upstairs. Come on, make a snap here. 3rd floor rear.
Doctor, here. Up here.
Keep your shirt on. We're coming.
Even if you hurry. Doctor.
Tears on Christmas Eve, young man.
I'm afraid you're too late.
You thought it'd be a birth. You're wrong, Mason. It sure looks like...
Wait, Mac. Don't say it. No. Perhaps we're not too late. Tell me, how is the mother?
She's all right. But our baby...
Yes, your baby.
Crippled. Terribly crippled. We prayed for our child to be born on Christmas Eve. We thought we'd be so happy tonight.
Come now, come. No tears. Not on Christmas Eve. I'll have a look at the infant. Wait here, both.
Make it snappy, Mason. Doc Garrett's always nervous when all the ambulances are out. It's only 9 o'clock. Hey, what's the idea of bringing the kid out here?
Oh, let me hold him, Doctor, please.
Of course. There you are. Ah, the child knows his father.
Yes. He knows me. He knows me. But he'll hate me when he's old enough to realize it. Doctor.
Yes?
His arms. His arms.
What about the kid's arms?
They're straight. Straight as arrows.
So what?
But before they were terribly twisted. Both his arms were terribly crippled.
You can see for yourself the child is normal.
But I tell you, before, when I looked, I swear they were twisted. And now...
You were under great tension. Perhaps your imagination...
Yes. Oh, my little son. Aren't his tiny fingers so tiny?
And now go in and tell your wife truthfully that her baby is normal in every way. Show her.
Yes.
You both look forward to a happy Christmas Eve. It is. Remember, tears are not for Christmas Eve.
Hey. Come on, Mason. Forget all that good fairy stuff. This fella's hopped up enough as is. Let's go.
Yes, Mac.
Oh, Doctor.
Yes?
Merry Christmas, Doctor.
Thank you. A Merry Christmas to you, sir.
Mason. Dr. Mason.
Yes, Dr. Garrett, you've been looking for me?
Yes, I...
471
only one bell. Go on, Dr. Garrett.
Well, I must speak to you, Mason, about the telegram.
Yes?
The telegram which said that Dr. Mason was killed. The one you said was a mistake.
Did I, Dr. Garrett?
I've just spoken to the sender of that telegram. I have just finished talking to Dr. Mason's mother on the long-distance telephone.
That's my call. I'm sorry, I must go, Doctor.
Now, wait, man, wait. I want to talk to you. Listen to me, please. Dr. Mason was killed. Do you hear? 3 hours before you walked into my office, he was killed while driving to the Albany Railroad Station. And his mother saw him die.
Well, Mac, what is this call going to be? A birth or a death?
I don't know, Mason, but I don't like this one. There's something about this call. It give me a funny chill all of a sudden.
Because it's in your neighborhood?
What do you think this call is going to be?
Because it is your wife.
Ellie!
Is this job a rotten job, Mac? Now that you can rush a doctor to her side? Is this ambulance still a crate? Now that it's speeding to answer your own wife's cry of pain?
Stop that kind of talk, will you? You're trying to make me think something's happened, Ellie. I ain't afraid. So I'll say it again. Yeah, driving this crate is still a job, and a bum one at that.
And the 8 years?
Rotten years, wasted years. Could have had my own garage and repair business. I'd be in the chips today instead of...
Yes, you would have made more money.
Instead of risking my neck driving all night, twisting in and out of help pillars, skidding on slippery car tracks.
Why, Mac? Why did you do it?
How many times I gotta tell you that nothing in this whole cockeyed world could have kept me sitting back of this wheel, except my wife. If it wasn't for Ellie,
What's the matter, Mac?
Nothing, I guess. That house we just passed, that was ours. And, the lights are out.
Is that unusual?
It just means Ellie ain't home. She's probably going down to the corner as far as the drugstore. Yeah, Ellie walks the dog there every night about this time. And...
Yes, Mac?
The call we're going to is that drugstore.
Yes, Mac.
Mason, you got a hunch what it is. Tell me what it is.
It is not a birth, Mac.
Let me through! Let me through again! Ellie! Ellie! It's Ellie! Mason, do something! You gotta do something! Please! Please!
We will take her to the hospital, Mac. Come, let's get ready. The next call will be ours.
812 East River Road.
Yes, you heard. The other ambulance just went out.
Are you crazy? My wife is upstairs in the operating room, and you expect me to leave the hospital to go out and drive.
There are people who need us, Mac. Our work tonight is not yet finished.
But Ellie needs me. What do I care about other people?
There are people, Mac, who will cry out for help. As your wife did, we will answer.
Not me. I ain't moving.
It is Christmas Eve, Mac.
Christmas Eve. What a Christmas present I got.
64 West Street.
It's our turn, Mac.
64 West Street.
All right, Mason.
64
But this is my
West
last
Street.
trip for the night. No, not for the night. Forever. I'm through, do you hear? All washed up. For good.
I'm terribly sorry, Mac. We did the best that we could.
Dying. Ellie's dying. And
She asked for you, Mac. Just once. It was while you were out on that West Street call. Then she lapsed into coma.
Ellie? Isn't there a chance, Doc Garrett?
I doubt it.
While I'm out with the crepe, my wife calls for me, and now she's unconscious. Think of others, he said, because it's Christmas Eve. What do you got to say now, Mason? You took me from her. You made me go out and drive that rotten ambulance while she...
You went to help others, to bring aid to the suffering.
A lot of consolation, that is.
Remember how the old woman blessed you, with tears in her eyes.
Oh, I can't think of nothing but Ellie's going. You with your big ideas and your fine speeches. What do you know about sorrow and suffering?
All that there is to know, my son.
Just now when you said that for a second you got old. You look more than 1,000 years old. I must be seeing things on account Ellie is leaving me, and I'm crazy with grief and sorrow.
Grief and sorrow for you. Yet how much you did to relieve others of that pain.
It's funny, Mason, but...
Yes, Mac?
What? When you said those words, I thought of my 8 years. The 8 rotten years. And they didn't seem so bad. Not anymore. Now I kind of like them.
Sorrow worketh repentance. You should, Mac. You should glory in them. 8 years of bringing a healer to the suffering. 8 years of rushing the torn and the smashed to the hands of the mender.
Yeah, your words, they just take the pain right out of me. They just draw it out.
Now that your work for this night is finished, Mac, I will walk home with you.
Go home? While Elliot...
Yes.
Okay, if you say so, Mason. But for the life of me, I don't know why I'd take your word. What a break. What a rotten break I got on Christmas Eve.
You love her a great deal, don't you?
Yeah.
Soon it will be midnight.
A Merry Christmas.
How did she greet you each night when you returned from your driving?
How did Ellie greet... Why do you ask that, Mason?
Tell me, Mac. I want you to say it.
Well, she...
Tell me.
She's like a happy, anxious kid. She'd go out and put on a porch light. Didn't matter even if the weather was terrible. I used to boil her out for it. Tell her she'd catch pneumonia. But she'd always put on a porch light and stand outside there waiting
waiting for her shining knight returning from his errands of mercy.
As soon as she'd see me come around the next corner, she'd call to me.
And now, will you continue your driving?
Yeah. I'm sticking to it, Mason. Even though Ellie won't be around, I'm sticking.
This is your corner.
Yeah.
Look to your house, my son.
The light. Our porch light. It's on. Mason. Your eyes. Mason. Mason. Where are you?
Look to your house, my son.
No! It can't be!
Nine!
It's Ellie! Ellie, darling, it is you! Thank God! Thank God! And forgive me. I did not know who you were.
You have just heard the 6th annual Pillsbury presentation of Grand Central Station's traditional Christmas drama. In a moment, I'll return with the names of the players who gave such an inspired performance.
This is Galen Drake, bringing you a Christmas greeting from Mr. Philip W. Pillsbury, president of Pillsbury Mills. It reads, "Throughout the entire world, this Christmastide, families are gathered in prayer and festivity. Christmas started when a child was born into a family many centuries ago. And the families of the world have perpetuated the Christmas spirit. Fathers, mothers, sons, and daughters, united always in the hope that peace on earth, goodwill to men, will someday blanket the world. Only when the true spirit of Christmas stays with us every day shall we know the peace on earth that angels sang about so long ago. I extend a greeting to your family from the people who make up the Pillsbury family, and it's a big family. The farmer who plants the wheat, the employees in our mills and offices, and your grocer, baker, and feed dealer who carry our Pillsbury products. We at Pillsbury hope this Christmas will be a true day of joy, that there will be songs and feasting, a family gathered round the table, and a word of prayer. And above all, the laughter of children. For it's the children who will keep Christmas always the day of love and understanding. Signed, Philip W. Pillsbury."
Our play, Miracle for Christmas, was written by J. Bennett. Our stars, Mason Adams as Mac and Ralph Clanton as Dr. Mason. Gilbert Mack was featured as the young father, Walter Griset as Dr. Garrett, Madeline Pierce as the baby, with the music by Lou White and Burley Mills. Next week, the tender, affectionate drama of the young reporter whose human interest New Year's story never got printed because instead of writing it, he lived it. Our cast is headed by the 3 top featured players of Broadway's smash hit, Death of a Salesman, Cameron Mitchell, Mildred Dunnock, and Howard Smith. Now, this is your Grand Central Station narrator, Ken Roberts, wishing you for all the Pillsbury folks a very Merry Christmas. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
Stay tuned for Stars Over Hollywood. It's 1 p.m. White Rose tea time. Feeling droopy? Perk up with White Rose tea.